is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Coors Field in downtown Denver, Colorado. This is where sick bats come for therapy, and it certainly worked last night. It's the opening week of the 2016 baseball season. Oh my, this rookie shortstop, 23-year-old Trevor Story, 6 home runs in the first 4 games. That's never been accomplished in Major League history. And Matt Kemp, a big game, and leading the Padres to a 13-6 win, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and the first home run hit by a Padre this year. As we welcome you to Coors Field in Denver, Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, middle game of this 3-game series, and indeed the offense finally, they'd been held in jail long enough, and they broke out last night.
I think it was only a matter of time, because when you come to Coors Field as a hitter, you start to salivate a little bit. Now let's go back to the first 3 games. Only 2 walks, 28 strikeouts. Well, they turned it around. Everybody got in the act, Dick. And the one thing I noticed, deeper counts for the offense, seeing a lot of pitches and capitalizing mistakes using the big part of the field, and Matt Kemp was just on fire to go along with that. What a day in the big leagues, 4 for 6 home run, but hopefully that carries over today, because this is a momentum type baseball type of game. Hopefully it carries over tonight.
Well, when you're in a slump, it perpetuates the bad things. When you start hitting, it seems to go all the way through the lineup. They'll try to give support tonight to Drew Pomerantz, a left-hander acquired from the Oakland A's in the offseason Yonder Alonso trade. He has pitched here before.
Familiar with Coors Field, familiar with the elevation. When Drew Pomerantz was here as a Rocky, he did not have good numbers. You see the career starts. Why? He is a fly ball pitcher, high on the walk side as well. So with that said, he should learn something after watching Robbie Erlin last night attack these Colorado Rocky hitters. Hopefully he stays out of the zone and goes out of the zone, up and out, so where they can't get that top hand to do some damage with the long ball. So hopefully a good outing tonight for Drew Pomerantz.
Well, the good news is the club and the fans celebrated a big victory yesterday, got off the schneid, and there's some news not so good. It involves an injury, and Julie Alexandria will have the story of the Tyson Ross right shoulder when we return. Fuego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. By Hyundai, great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. And by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. And by Petco, your complete pet store. After a light rain, late afternoon, we're ready to go here at Coors Field in Denver, and we send it down to Julie Alexandria. Julie.
Thanks so much. Well, today the Padres put right-hander Tyson Ross on the 15-day disabled list due to right shoulder inflammation. Manager Andy Green said it's just a precaution for now, but since it's so early, he didn't want to take any chances. Here's Tyson on his injury.
The other day in my bullpen back at Petco, I felt something in there. Came into the trainers, they diagnosed it as inflammation, and they're being pretty cautious with it. So, they got my best interest at heart, and I know, with our training staff, I'll be out on the field, soon enough.
James Shields will get the start tomorrow in place of Tyson Ross, one day ahead of his normal start, followed by Andrew Kashner, and then the savior of yesterday's game, Robbie Erlin, will get his start. Coming up, Padres versus the Rockies in Game 2 from Coors Field. We'll be right back.
For a run, Vandenberg spanks a triple to right center. Thank you.
Early points today.
Camp will touch them all. There it is, a base hit, and that's going to score a run. Vandenberg spanks a triple to right center. Thank you. Everyone appreciative, if you're a Padre fan, for that 13-6 explosion and the first victory of the season for manager Andy Green. His smile was as wide as the victory itself, as everyone congratulated him after the win yesterday. Pleased you've joined us here at Coors Field in Denver. It's a hitting paradise, as we know, and you never get enough runs, and the Padres got those big 13 yesterday. Let's check on the umpiring crew. One of the best in the business is behind home plate, Jim Joyce, with Marvin Hudson at first, James Hoy at second, and Chad Fairchild, who had to go through a laborious afternoon yesterday. There were some Almost 23-2 counts in the course of the game. Here's the Padres lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Green has them hitting in this order. John Jay leads it off again. He has a 4-game hitting streak. Melvin Upton elevated to the number 2 spot. Then Matt Kemp and Will Myers. Jan Solarte bats 5th in front of Derek Norris. Alexei Ramirez, along with Norris, got their first hits of the season yesterday. Corey Spangenberg drops to the 8th spot, and Drew Pomeranz hits 9th.
And the scouting report for left-hander, Mexican-born Jorge De La Rosa, 35 years young, and he pitches like it. Talk about the scouting report. Well, it's brought to you by Scripps. Well, he loves to pitch here at Coors Field. I know we'll be talking about those numbers. He works down in the zone, and he goes out of the zone by design, so he'll have a hitter's chase. Watch out for the split finger and the changeup, his big pitches, along with his fastball today.
Well, you mentioned his success here at Coors Field. He is the winningest Rocky pitcher in history, 78 victories. Walt Weiss, the skipper, looking on as he warms up. And at Coors Field, he's 48-16. Wow, 48-16 here on his home grounds. Here's the defensive lineup behind him, with Rayburn getting the start in left field and Barnes in center. A couple of changes by Weiss, with Cargo Gonzalez in right field. Arenado, Story, LeMahieu, and Reynolds on the Rocky infield. And Nick Hundley behind the plate for this veteran left-hander, now 35 years of age. Well, let's see if the Padres can build on all the good vibes from that victory yesterday. Jay, 4 games, has hit safely in all 4. Upton and then Kemp to follow.
You know, Dick, there are going to be a lot of teams that get shut out 3 times in a row this year. It just happened to be opening day week for the Padres that happened. And that's why these baseball players at this level, you got to keep an even keel. They had a good attitude going to yesterday's game. It paid off, but you know what? Even though they won, you still have to erase it. New game today starts with John Jay.
Every day is a new season. Jay has done well hitting in that top spot, as the Padres hoped he would, acquiring him from the Cardinals for Jed Jerko. And we're set to go. La Rosa, the veteran lefty, and the first pitch of the game is in there for a strike at 89. Won't overpower you, but he puts a lot of spin, lots of cuts, and works the ball up and down, in and out. And 2 strikes on Jay.
Well, the split finger is a big key for De La Rosa. He throws the cut fastball, the curveball. He's just a pitcher. He knows how to work both sides of the plate, bounce the ball when needed, and Nick Hundley should be on his game as well, as manager Walt Weiss looks on.
Did not have a good outing in the season opener in Arizona. 1-2. Managed less than 5 innings, allowed 5 runs and 8 hits. From Monterrey, Mexico. First came up to the big leagues in the Arizona farm system. Signed back in '98. And he tries to get Jay to go after the ball in the dirt again. 2-2.
Work some deep counts again today. Lay off the stuff in the dirt. Hey, easier said than done, especially with 2 strikes. With John Jay making him work his first at-bat of the game.
8-6 lifetime against the Padres, De La Rosa. And he strikes out Jay to open the ball game. That'll send up Melvin Upton. First home run of the season yesterday, as he collected the first 2 hits of the season. And he crushed this one. Even sounds like a home run.
A lot of the Padre hitters had swings just like that yesterday. It doesn't have to be a home run. They split the gaps. Hard ground balls, hard liners. Glad to see Melvin Upton Jr. getting into the act.
That was just 4 rows from clearing the bleachers.
Yep. That almost went into the Rocky Mountain oyster stand out there.
There it is. Yep. Tastes just like chicken.
You think what's the over/under for home runs tonight, Professor? Give me a number.
I'm thinking 3.
Okay.
But the Padres are going to hit 1 more than the Rockies, so it would be 4. But I think the line is 3.
Got it. Duly noted.
2-1 to Melvin Upton.
Well, they've tried to cut down, although it will be minimally, the home runs by raising the height of the fence in right center field. And if you weren't with us yesterday, they've increased the height from the auxiliary scoreboard all the way to the bullpen. There you can see it. They've raised that some 9 feet, so it's 16 feet 6 inches now.
Yeah, it only used to be like that high. Just about halfway. So adding that, we'll have to see how that plays.
3 balls and a strike to Upton. Good cut there.
Well, viewers at home tonight, keep an eye on the location of the De La Rosa pitches. You will notice that he really stays out of the heart of the plate. When you show you that Fox tracks, they've got the quadrants there. Majority of the time, those dots are going to be, look at that, the Honda Fox tracks, look where they are. Up and away, in. He stays out of that middle quadrant quite nicely.
If the full ball is in the quadrant, then he feels he's wild. Way upstairs there, and the Padres have their first base runner. A strikeout to Jay, and Upton earns a walk. That'll bring up the red-hot Matt Kemp. 6 hits in the last 10 at-bats. Was 4 for 6 yesterday. That's the most hits for the veteran outfielder since he hit for the cycle here last August. So he went from hitting 200 to 375 in one day. He loves to hit in Colorado, loves to bat against these Rockies. Lifetime average is 458 against De La Rosa. 458 with 5 home runs.
Not the best move from De La Rosa. So if the Padres are going to put on some type of running play, it's usually on that first move, that kick. Take your chances.
Upton stole a key base yesterday. Was able to steal second and was there for Jay to knock in the first run of the season for the Padres. Big lead. Ball went on the fastball. There it is. 48 at bats. All-time major league ranks. 22 hits, the most doubles, the most home runs, and the most RBIs, and the best batting average against the left-hander. You think he wasn't eager to get up this morning and go to work?
Salivating. Chomping at the bit.
And De La Rosa not giving him anything good to hit on those first 2 pitches. Last year, although he's had good success against the Padres in his career, 8-6, but last year the Padres got 2, De La Rosa. 0-3 with an ERA of 8.
See if he goes off speed here, 2-0. That'll tell us a lot during this at-bat in the sequence to Kemp.
Ground ball right side. They're going to try to turn 2. There's 1. Back to first. Wild throw, but the tag made by Reynolds. It's a double play. 4-6-3. LeMahieu with a good feed to Story. Story's throw on the relay wide, but Reynolds able to flag it on Kemp. Hitting his warm-ups, and here's the Rockies lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Walt Weiss has them hitting in this order. A couple of changes from yesterday. LeMahieu moves up to the leadoff spot. He is off to a tremendous start, 8 for 14. Then Trevor Story, well, tremendous is just an understatement for what he's done in his first 4 games as a rookie. We'll get, of course, deeper into that story. Then the All-Star Carlos Gonzalez, Nolan Arenado, the Silver Slugger winner, and also the Gold Glove last year. Mark Reynolds, power but strikes out. Then Ryan Rayburn, Nick Hundley, the former Padre behind the plate. Brandon Barnes hitting .500. He's 2 for 4. And then De La Rosa was 1 for 2 in the first game against Arizona.
And the left-hander Drew Pomeranz, former Rocky, former swinging A on the hill, and 2 4-seamer, the cutter, the curveball. Hey, you earned this opportunity. He's got to keep the ball down tonight, Dick. Fly ball pitcher, keep the ball in the yard.
LeMahieu, not only has he gotten off to a tremendous start, the first 4 games have all been multi-hit games for LeMahieu. Chop back to the mound. That's a nice way to start. Oh, he drops the ball, but still time to throw him out. Oh. Yeah, an edgy first out for Pomeranz and the Padres. And here is the San Diego defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. In the outfield, in the corners, Upton in left and Kemp in right. Jay is in center. Around the horn, Solarte, Ramirez, Spangenberg, Myers at first. Norris behind the plate for the 6'6", 240-pound Pomeranz. Pitched in college at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's a horse. I didn't realize he was big as he is when I met him in spring training. My goodness.
No, he's tight end size.
Yes, he is. Better. That's a great analogy. Good comparison.
All right, here is the star in baseball for this first week. I mean, just phenomenal start for this 23-year-old from Irving, Texas. Trevor Story, 2 home runs yesterday, 2 on opening day, homered the other 2 games in Arizona. No one, rookie or veteran, has ever hit 6 home runs in the first 4 games of the season. He has a smooth, powerful swing, but doesn't seems in control.
Yep.
Not like he spins his way out of the batter's box when he swings.
Well, behind 0-1, now 0-2, he chased a breaking ball from Drew Pomeranz. Believe me, they watched a lot of video, tried to find some holes, some tendencies. Do not throw this guy a fastball for a strike.
Vinny Castillo, who hit 320 home runs in his major league career, throwing adjectives around about Story after the game yesterday. Gets him swinging. 2 away. A breaking ball.
Nice curveball.
More on Story when he comes up the second time around.
Up on top of it, starts out on the outer half of the plate, ends up in, it's picked. No, I stand corrected. Caught by Derek Norris there. That's an uno dos adios. Hey, tell your story walking back to the dugout.
You're referring to Mr. Story.
Yes.
Yeah. Carlos Gonzalez, 5 for 16 start on the new year, has a home run. One of the star players in the league. Many thought he would be traded last year or in the offseason. He's still here. And he drives that one to left field for the first hit of the game. Clothesline shot to Upton with 2 outs in the first inning. Brings up Nolan Arenado.
Well, there goes the no-hitter, and don't shut your toolbox now with that runner on first base. And Nolan Arenado, we know the damage that he can do.
Last 2 seasons, after being traded from Colorado to Oakland, so with the A's, 73 games, only 19 starts, primarily used out of the pen. 10-10 record with a good ERA, 3.08. Opposing hitters batting only .216. So those are the numbers the Padres are hoping to receive from this left-hander as a starter. Arenado, slow start for him, 3 for 16. He's about the only Rocky who's not hitting 300. Mark Reynolds to follow also has struggled to get his hits, but the rest of the lineup very productive.
Yeah, Drew Pomeranz, he really flourished out of that bullpen, as you were mentioning, Dick. And you know what? Out of the bullpen, you're only going to face maybe the lineup once as we take a look at the defense. Playing deep in center field is John Jay against Arenado. So he's going to have to set up these hitters. It's just not going to be one time around in the lineup. Hopefully it's 2 or 3 times to utilize all of his pitches.
Falls behind 3-0 to Arenado.
Let's take a look at the toolbox, the arsenal of the left-hander. Fastballs versus right-handers, about 67%. He loves the fastballs and work them in and out. He will cut the fastball as well. So it trickles on down with the breaking ball and the changeup.
At the knees, 3-1. It's always fun to have Jim Joyce behind the plate. He'll serenade you with those cold strikes.
You can hear him up in Vail.
Just reverberating off the Rocky Mountains up there, huh? 3-1, and that's it. Yeah.
That's paint.
So Arenado with the full count. Gonzalez will be off on the pitch.
Yeah, sometimes he'll yell out a strike call so loud it'll start an avalanche out there.
No, please. Plenty of snow left. Runner goes. The pitch is popped up. Shallow in right center. Jay and Kemp. Kemp is calling. And the inning comes to an end. After one here at Coors, no score. Top of the second inning, the Padres will bring up Will Myers, Jan Solarte, and Derek Norris against the veteran De La Rosa. We're pleased you joined us here in the Mile High City. Always fun to be up
What's
here.
up, Professor?
How's your breathing apparatus?
It's better. I slept well last night.
That's good. You can feel the altitude, though, can't you?
How about you?
Great. Good.
Drink a lot of agua when you're here in the Rocky Mountains. It's very key. You want to stay hydrated.
That's right.
Drew Pomerantz, you know the big key? Only 12 pitches, Nate?
Yeah.
Our statistician, Nate, doing a great job here. 12 pitches, and that is a big key because we've noticed that the starters have thrown an abundance of pitches, 30, 40-ish, maybe more.
Well, he's Mike Pomerantz's favorite player. We'll explain that later. Will Myers, 5 for 16 yesterday, and the Padres made a lot of hay off the top of their order. Jay had 2 hits, Spangenberg 2, Kemp 4, Myers 3, Solarte 3. Two and 0. You need to be patient against this lefty. Well, they're all crafty. If you're left-handed, automatically that's an adjective that's a tag to you. But he is crafty.
He will pitch backwards as well. What I mean by that is a fastball count here, right? 2-0. Traditionally a fastball. Let's see if he tries to go off speed or pinpoint a break. I think it's going to be an off speed pitch here. Yep. See?
Bounces it 3-0.
He loves that split finger. Oh, he looks a little concerned right there. I wonder if he's drinking enough water.
That's right. Send him a note.
He looks a little flummoxed, doesn't he?
He does. Whether he's just unhappy that he's gone 3-0, he's almost like someone that just doesn't have a good stomach going for him. Well, let's hope it's nothing serious. 3-0 to Myers. There's a strike. That'll improve your health. But boy, he's looked a little gassy there, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I say when you do that. You know, when you do that, that's.
Oh, he had a pitch to rip at there.
It's a soft little fly ball to the second baseman LeMahieu for the first out. A look at the keys to the game tonight. It's brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers. All right, get out that keychain.
Hey, continued the assault last night, yesterday afternoon, 13 runs, 18 hits. We documented that. And stay aggressive on the base paths. Remember last night, there was a couple of occasions when a single, maybe you be aggressive around first base, maybe take second. Three steals last night the Padres did, and also first to third. Big outfield. Stay aggressive on those base paths.
Jan Solarte had a good day yesterday. 3 hits, knocked in 4 runs. Single and a pair of 2-run doubles. And I just really messed up on those. You know, I should have had the call ready. Touch half of them and then touch the other half, and then it's like a grand slam homer,
right
4-run score.
Yeah.
Now,
I like what you're thinking.
Mark Sweeney never got it. I'm going to have to write him a note and show him. I'll diagram it out for him.
Is he in the lead now?
He's in San Diego.
Oh.
He'll join us when we come back. Well, he dug his way out of 3-0 to Myers, got him to pop up on a 3-1 pitch. Now 2-0 to Solarte.
De La Rosa falling behind.
That's in there, right at the bottom of the strike zone. Yeah, his 4 RBIs yesterday matched his career high. 5th time he's done it. 4th time, excuse me. Up high.
Good take. Solarte is vulnerable to that high fastball out of the hand. He will swing at it. Trying to get on for Derek Norris.
And he walks him. That's the second free ticket from De La Rosa. And will bring up the catcher, Derek Norris. Broke out of his 0-for season. Base hit, a double, and scored a run in the 6th inning yesterday.
Let's see if Derek Norris takes one to the outfield, and if the Padres are in fact aggressive on those base paths. You don't have to have blazing speed to go first to third here at Coors Field.
And as you pointed out earlier, against De La Rosa, Norris is 6 for 10. Right hitter for the right pitcher.
Oh, it doesn't have to be now. Pitch looked like it was off the plate a little bit. Before that, De La Rosa 1 for 4. First pitch strikes.
Try to get that early lead.
Hey, if he's going to get that call, why not go back out there? See if Nick Hundley sets up there. As Glenn Hoffman flashing the signs.
One of the best, not only when he's in that third base box, but from the start of spring training to the end of every game, he's at work.
Yep.
Well, he brings his lunch pail. He's going to go see a psychiatrist after those first 3 games.
No visitors.
No one ever, you know, that's punishment.
I know.
Solitary confinement over there.
Hey, that's a good pitch. And, you know, it seems like Jim Joyce is consistent with that low strike. He called the same pitch to Yangervis Solarte.
That's a strike.
Yes, it is.
And it's a pitcher's pitch, and hopefully Pomeranz will get the same call.
And Derek Norris can't say anything because he wants the pitch for Drew Pomeranz,
That's
right?
exactly right. Good hole on the right side. LeMahieu swung way over toward second base. And he goes to right field, but foul. How about the 2 games to start the 4-game series up in San Francisco? Giants last night, you know, spoiled the kid's no-hitter. Ross Stripling on a walk and a 2-run homer, and then win on a home run. They win 3-2 on 2 hits, 2 home runs. Then today they have the lead, and it goes 10 innings, and the Dodgers win 3-2. Bumgarner homered off Kershaw. Kershaw not figuring in the final decision. In the dirt, good block. Nick Hundley. Oh, he's bouncing a lot of breaking balls.
He'd rather miss down than over the heart of the plate. That's the MO of De La Rosa. And Nick Hundley knows that. He knows that there's going to be some balls in the dirt, so you got to anticipate that. He does the nice job going to his left. And watch the shoulder stay square. Square up towards the diamond. And it comes up and hits Derek Norris, and no advance.
And pitches like that, the chest protector becomes even more important than the glove. He used it well. 2-2. And another full count.
Hey, Padres are doing a good job being patient.
30 pitches already for De La Rosa. Alexei Ramirez will be next. See if they send Solarte. Yes, and it's ball 4. Well, maybe he isn't right, De La Rosa. 3 walks. First 5 men he's faced. 6 men.
Yeah, the body language tells you a lot. Kind of wandering around the mound a little bit, taking the hat off, kind of wiping his brow.
All right, let's see if the Padres can take advantage of his generosity. Alexei Ramirez, his first hit of the season yesterday, a gift call from the official score on a ground ball in and out of the glove of LeMahieu. But he certainly accepts that base hit and hopes it'll start a terrific road trip for him. He's had good success here in Colorado.
No.
Off speed. 10 for 33 against the Rockies. Ramirez with a couple of home runs.
Not really the best pitch to offer at us, but it's a breaking ball that's down in the zone, not in your wheelhouse, especially after De La Rosa struggling a little bit, falling behind.
.90 on the fastball, 1-1. Padres were very successful yesterday. Runners in scoring position, 7 for 17. Here's their first chance today. There's the changeup, just a little low. Corey Spangenberg will hit next. With walks, Solarte at second, Norris at first.
Another off-speed pitch. He loves the splitter. Cut that fastball into the right-handed hitters.
He had a record attendance yesterday. 50,977 tickets distributed. Record for a regular season game. Foul back toward us. Two on for the Padres. One away in a 2-2 count on Ramirez.
Got to think off speed here, wouldn't you? Okay, I'm guessing off speed here. Let's see if he tries to sneak a fastball by him. But I tell you what, the book shows that.
Up the middle, glove knocked down. Runners advance. He throws to first in time. Well, he saved a base hit up the middle. And on the other hand, if he fielded that cleanly, he had a chance at a double play. But had to get the out at first base as Solarte moves to third, Norris to second. It's up to Spangenberg.
And history tells us that De La Rosa in that situation has no problem throwing the split finger. It was registered at 88. Maybe it was a hard split. Maybe it was just a fastball. He was trying to locate. But when in doubt, get the out. Like you said, Dick, at least he kept it in front of him.
Spangenberg yesterday had a big 2-run triple and a single. first base open, and the pitcher Pomeranz due next, so it's not likely Spangenberg's going to get much to hit.
Yeah, the 25th pitch coming. Little slider, cutter. Two, three, wiggle, 1, 2. See if it's another slider. Yep. That's paint right there. Look at pitch number 3, down and away at the knees. You cannot place a pitch any better than that.
And his second pitch painted as well. So a strike away from getting out of his own jam.
Got to get to this cat early. Perfect opportunity right here. But like you said, Spangenberg's got to be patient with Drew Pomeranz on deck.
Tried to get him to chase. Well outside. Solarte taking his lead down from third just in case he bounces one of those breaking balls and it goes to the screen. Norris right behind him at second base.
Yeah, Solarte should get off to a bigger secondary lead with Arenado way off the bag at third base.
And it's 3-2.
Not getting much of a hit here. Everything's away. Couple of pitches on the outside corner, but Nolan Arenado way off at third base. And Dick, you make a good point because that ball in the dirt, he's got a chance to scamper home.
.43rd pitch in 2 innings coming up. Ball 4. So bases loaded, all on walks. And that was with one of those situations where De La Rosa, Spangenberg was going to swing at something. It was going to be a real tough pitch to hit, and he didn't mind walking him. He was hoping he might chase. Now they're loaded up. Padre at every pillow for Pomeranz. Wouldn't that be nice to help yourself? Of course, over in the American League last year, didn't get a chance to swing the bat, but here in Colorado, hit .206. That's, you're over 200 as a pitcher. You're doing some damage.
Hey, I see if you get a fastball early, jump on it. You want to avoid that off-speed stuff.
Ball 1. Coors Field crowd getting a little nervous. How wild is De La Rosa going to continue to be? 4 walks already. Solarte, Norris, and Spangenberg ready to roll with 2 outs. Breaking ball at the knees. Another breaking ball.
Kind of a sweeping breaking ball. We know about the cutter. We know about the curveball from De La Rosa. That was kind of like a tweener. Wasn't really a slider. Kind of had that in-between break. 33rd pitch coming this inning. Hey, make it hurt, Drew Pomeranz. Oh.
Low, 2-2. We're in the top of the second inning. Bases full of Padres, all on walks, and the pitcher Pomeranz awaiting the 2-2. Foul in and out of the glove of Hundley. Flared foul out only upper deck off to the right. Hanging in there.
Once again, even though the pitcher's up, you see those pitches on that Fox tracks? Of the 6 pitches, 2 have been up and away, and all the rest of them down right around the knees.
Pitch number 50 about to be delivered by Jorge De La Rosa. Full count. Good at bat for Pomerantz. Not chasing.
Yep.
Now he's got to throw a strike. I would think this is the one time where he's not going to flirt with trying to paint it. He's got to throw it down there and say, see if you can hit it.
Absolutely. It's the pitcher. Take your chance that way.
Took Edinson Volquez deep at Petco. Oh, slicing into the right field area, and that'll carry into the crowd.
Swung at ball 4. Up and out of the strike zone. Tough to lay off, though. Well, De La Rosa this evening, 3-2 counts, and they all resulted in a walk. Upton, Norris, Spangenberg, and what do we know? Pomerantz, 3-2 count here.
Not good. 5 more balls and strikes thrown by De La Rosa. 3-2 again. Runners will be off with the pitch. Ground ball right back to De La Rosa, and the inning comes to an end. Well, Pomerantz battled, but unable to get it by the mound, and there's still no score.
My swing was conducive to hitting home runs. I had a little uppercut to it. I put backspin on the ball. All I concentrated on hitting the center of the ball, hitting it hard, hitting it right through the pitcher's chest, and let it go where it goes. He looks like he might be doing the same thing. I don't know him personally, but just watch from the side. He tries to center every ball up, and his swing is conducive for the ball going out of the ballpark.
That's Padres bench coach Mark McGwire on Rockies phenom Trevor Story, who yesterday matched McGwire's record of hitting at least 1 home run in each of the first 4 games of the season. And take from this what you will, analysts are projecting that Trevor Story is on track now, given his early production, to hit up to 243 home runs. McGwire then said, hey, good luck to him if he can. But I got to tell you guys, being in the clubhouse post-game yesterday, hearing how these Padres players were talking about what Trevor Story was able to do, so much respect for that young kid and what he's been able to accomplish. Really nice to see.
Oh, just phenomenal start. Thank you, Julie. As Mark Reynolds leads off the second against Pomerantz, and the count goes 1-1. Only 5 men in baseball history homered in the first 4 games of a season. Willie Mays, Mark McGwire, Nelson Cruz, and Chris Davis. And now the 5th is Trevor Story. But he's the only rookie to do it. And I like what McGwire said. Center was key to that conversation. He tried to hit the center of the ball, and he tried to hit it right in the center of the diamond, right at the pitcher's chest.
Because if you're late, you're going to go opposite field. If you're ahead of the pitch a little bit, you're going to pull it on the pull side. So that's a great way, a great blueprint when you hit the plate and what you want to do with the baseball as a hitter.
Story, 6 home runs, and 3 of them are the longest in this young season. Correa, 461-foot bomb for Houston. Swing and a miss, and Reynolds goes down. Second strikeout for Pomeranz. That'll bring up Ryan Rayburn.
Going after the high breaking ball. A lot of swings and misses when Mark Reynolds is up there at the plate. Drew Pomeranz knows that. Once again, swung at a ball for the strikeout.
Rayburn had a good spring for the Rockies. His second start, 2 for 5 in the other in Arizona. Yeah, he's given the pitchers that low strike. Yeah, he really was, giving a strike to Pomeranz. 1-1.
Well, David Beckham look-alike right there in Trevor's Story. Turn our way a little bit, Trevor. More straight on than the profile. Wonder if he's a Spice Girls fan.
He goes around, does Rayburn.
Rayburn hurt his wrist on that one. Looked like kind of shook his wrist a little bit.
1-2.
Seems like he wanted to hold up a little bit on that swing, but couldn't. Got to point of no return on that swing.
Nice turnout on this Saturday evening in Lodo, the lower downtown district in Denver. Strike 3 called, and Rayburn takes a walk. 3 strikeouts. Pomeranz.
Does he go to the breaking ball again? You bet. Not a better feeling as a pitcher when you've got that breaking ball feel. And Drew Pomeranz has that right about now.
Nick Hundley. He's found his hitting stroke since coming to Colorado. Hit over 300 last year. Some Padre fans with us tonight. And he's off to a 4 for 12 start this year. 333.
Those Padre fans rocking the brown, the old school hat, and rocking the 24-ouncer.
It's just off the inside corner. Yeah, rock. What do you mean when you rock the 24-ouncer?
Oh, you're working it. And he's working the curveball, Drew Pomeranz.
Oh, I
the
see.
Grip, you want to get all 4 seams. This is left-handed this way. Stay on top of it this way to get that rotation, and you get that type of break down and in.
Fair ball. Hundley just misses that ball going off the bag, and it went across the bag, and he has a double, the second hit tonight for Colorado.
Well, the danger of that breaking ball, lefty on righty, if you don't get it down and in enough, it speeds up the bat, and there it is, a little breaking ball. And you see how much of the plate that caught? It enables Nick Hundley to keep it fair and just over the bag, according to third base umpire Chad Fairchild.
Man, that was a
close,
close call. Fairchild wasted no time in signaling that's a fair ball. So Hundley able to engineer a double. 2 outs here in the second. And Barnes comes up. He's 2 for 4 in the young season.
Both hits for the Rockies this evening early have been coming with 2 outs. So Drew Pomeranz hoping he can leave him stranded at second base.
In the dirt, ball 1. Ooh, a good cut by Barnes.
You know, that last shot we had of Drew Pomeranz, you had a good look at the infield grass. And I wanted to make a point. Look at that grass. It seems a little bit on the thicker side, and I really like that. If you're going to have a ballpark where you're going to have tons of home runs and the ball flies, I think you should lean towards the pitchers a little bit, where you get a little bit of shag out there for the ground ball. If it's going to be like pitching on the moon, you've got to be in your ground ball pitcher. It should work to your advantage to slow down the grounders a little bit.
Well, that's what a picture. That's what you would look at, wouldn't you, as a pitcher? Come on, give me a break here.
I remember Roger Craig when he managed the Giants back in the 80s. One of the first things he did was he went to the ground crew and said, hey, I want another 3/4 inch on that infield grass. I want to give our pitchers who, split fingers and sinker ballers, whatever, ground ball, slow up that ground ball.
I remember back in the day when the Chicago White Sox had the aging middle infielders, Carrasquel and Nellie Fox, and I mean, if you hit it could stop halfway to the shortstop.
Sure.
Die in the grass.
Yeah.
Broken bat, watch out. And able to duck the bat and throw in time. Solarte makes the play, and that was a distraction. That bat was wheeling right out at Solarte, kept his focus on the ball and throws out Barnes. To the third in Colorado, no score.
It out to center. It's off the wall. And it is off the wall. Heading to third. And Matt Kemp into third base with a triple and the first cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres.
Jesse Agler with a call, and Mark Granchurin kept on to third base. A great moment in Padres history, brought to you by Geico. First ever cycle by a San Diego Padre. Ninth inning triple gave Kemp and the Padres that cycle here at Coors Field.
It was amazing. The stars were aligned perfectly that night.
Joe Jay will lead it off for the Padres in the top of the third. Padres with an opportunity with the walks. Had the bases loaded in the second, but Drew Pomeranz, comebacker, snared by De La Rosa. No damage done against the Rockies. Jay struck out first time. Inside. I enjoyed your interview with Joe Jay in the pregame show, John Jay rather, and he's really a charming guy. He's articulate. University of Miami, proud of his Cuban heritage.
Yep. That was nice to take the time.
Well, I was able to listen in. I mean, it didn't play today. I guess we were rehearsing. It was so good they're going to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, so hey, tune in tomorrow.
Hey, Emmy stuff. So join us early tomorrow, 12:30 on Fox Sports San Diego, our pregame show.
Look out.
Foul. Well back into the lower deck. Now, our time tomorrow, 12:30 for the pregame show. It'll be James Shields moving up a day because of the injury to Tyson Ross. Ross placed on the DL, shoulder inflammation. Then Cashner will move up and take the Monday call in Philadelphia. In the dirt. Another full count. So De La Rosa must have been watching yesterday's game where it seemed like every batter went to a 3-2 count.
Oh, I know.
This is the 5th already for him. 6th, actually. Walked 4 and was 3-2 on Pomerantz when he walked in. Ball 4.
There you go.
A leadoff walk. Perhaps that's the spark that will get the Padres on the board first. Sometimes that leadoff walk leads to a good inning.
Stay tuned. We got a game break coming up. The Twins and the Royals.
Oh, you know who's pitching for Kansas City?
Ian Kennedy.
Ian Kennedy makes his first start. He's 5th in their rotation. Wonder how he's doing. Well, stay tuned. We'll have that report. Isn't that something? The Kansas City Royals, World Series champions. Their rotation, 3 of the 5 pitchers are former Padres.
That's right.
Edinson Volquez,
That's right.
Ian Kennedy, and Chris Young.
Yep.
3 of the 5.
Yeah.
Ground ball pulled. Oh, there's Arenado's Gold Glove.
Really?
One there, back to first. Not in time. Upton able to outleg the relay. Boy, Arenado. He just takes hits and extra base hits away from the opposition game after game.
You know, this is really incredible. Why? Because not only getting to the baseball, but he is in the air when he lets this ball go and he gets a little oomph behind it. Right, watch. Airborne, and then he throws it. A perfect strike to the chest of LeMahieu. I mean, even though they didn't get it in the back end, the speed of Melvin Upton Jr., that's a tremendous play.
Kid from El Toro High School. He's a bona fide superstar. He hit 42 home runs last year, tied with Bryce Harper for the National League lead. And then when he goes on the field, that glove just seems to find the ball no matter where you hit it. Brings up Matt Kemp, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. Upton a good base stealer. And he takes a commanding lead. Big hole on the right side with LeMahieu shaded over towards second. That's where he was when Kemp hit the ball the last time. And LeMahieu able to turn 2 from that position. Way outside.
Time now for our Ram Trucks Tools of the Trade. We're going to focus on Matt Kemp. We know they can use the whole field when it comes to power. How about yesterday? 4th at bat in the 5th inning. Now, Dick Hundley set up way away, but that ball leaks right down the middle of the plate, and Matt Kemp makes it look so easy. Here at Coors Field, you don't have to overswing. He really doesn't do that a lot of at-bats, and he connected, and the rest is history.
452 feet on that home run. De La Rosa falls behind again, 2-0. Padres without a hit, but 5 walks from De La Rosa.
Yeah, Padres got to make some damage happening right here. He's falling behind quite a bit.
Not even close on. He picks off Upton. Well, that's a way to get an out. No, he's safe. The call is safe. James Hoy says too late on the tag. And Upton able to skid in under.
And that's what you have to do on the left-hander. He makes the move, you commit. Outside part of the bag. Does he whiff him? Well, is the foot on the bag then
Go get back
the
on
tag?
there.
Let's check it out.
Oh boy, that
wow.
bang bang.
Yeah.
And they're going to challenge.
You know what? I even think Melvin Upton Jr. thought he was out. Did you see his reaction when he came up? It's almost like he wanted to make his way back to the dugout after that.
That's kind of the
call.
giveaway. James Joyce is the crew chief, along with the man who called it, James Hoy. That's a real tough call. That
yeah.
foot hits the bag, and the tag was high and away. Of course, the fans seeing the replay, they're going to try to help the umpires and suggest that he was out.
I wonder if he got him right there before his foot hit the bag on the left hamstring area.
Well, you're in New York. You're making the decision. What do you say?
I say he's out. Looking at it objectively, I think he's going to be out.
And he is. The 9 o'clock nonstop leaves Denver for New York. So the pickoff, and the Padres lose the base runner. Now 2 away, and the count 2-0 on Matt Kemp. One, 3, 4 on the putout. That ball hit deep to left field, way back, and Kemp will touch them all. Same spot where he clubbed the home run yesterday, and he continues to tear apart Colorado pitching, and particularly De La Rosa. Number 2 for Matt Kemp, and the Padres grab a 1-0 lead, and only the pickoff denying them a 2-0 advantage. Only thing he did wrong is hit the home plate awkwardly.
Well, after the 1-3-4 put out, erasing the runners, sure, that would be nice, a 2-run shot, but Matt Kemp makes everybody forget about that. A nice easy swing, no overswinging from number 27. 3/4 of the way up.
Padres' first hit of the evening, and Kemp with back-to-back home run games. There's some barbs being thrown down there. You'd almost like to have a microphone with James Shields giving Kemp the works. Boy, both home runs, no doubters. Both in the 450-foot range. 1 ball, 1 strike to Will Myers. Slow, tantalizing 73-mile-an-hour curveball for a strike. Horses for courses, hitters for ballparks, and pitchers, huh?
You know, I'm surprised. You know, we talk about pitching around certain hitters, especially after that. Melvin Upton played second base when he was out. Nobody left on base. You know, you might want to pitch to a guy like Will Myers, who, you know, this early in the season really doesn't seem to be the threat that Matt Kemp is. You have to hang with him.
2-2. Did he go? Yes. Couldn't hold back, and a strikeout for De La Rosa will be his second of the game. But after the pickoff of Melvin Upton, Matt Kemp crushes that drive way back in the left field bleachers, and the Padres have a 1-0 lead. All right, thank you, Mike and Mark, and we'll look forward to your report in the post-game show. 1-0 Padres. Pitcher Jorge De La Rosa to lead it off with LeMahieu and Story to follow. And it's a strike, 1-1. First 2 innings, Pomeranz 28 pitches, 3 strikeouts. Gave up a single to Gonzalez in the first, a double to Huntley in the second. No damage. Well, as Kemp hit home plate, either a spike caught or so. Whoop,
Cuidado, piece of Mojado.
Hit the ice, you know.
Yeah, they need one of those yellow signs up there. And, you know, we can laugh about this because he didn't get hurt. We've heard some stories about guys, you know, going into home plate after a home run. You know, Kenrys Morales is one guy that blew out his knee, but
you can just imagine what Shields and the boys said about him. You know, maybe he won another one of those 24. Rock won another 24 or something. Beautiful early evening here in Colorado. 2-2 now the count. Weather forecast tomorrow is another nice day, 67 degrees. With rain later in the evening. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout, number 4. So Drew Pomeranz through the Rocky lineup for the first time. And here's LeMahieu, the leadoff man.
Boy, John Denver had it right, didn't he?
Rocky Mountain High. Huh?
Beautiful.
And of course, it's such a mecca for those who love the snow, and rightfully so. That, you know, they say that it may be the best skiing snow in the world, but I love the summers up here.
Beautiful.
Just beautiful. I mean, for hiking and golf or tennis. Over in Vail, they have those concerts at night. And, I mean, it's just a beautiful state. You know what is really beautiful?
What's that?
Well, I know you like it.
What's that? The
Cholula
flamethrower?
How about the Cholula flamethrower?
Well, you know,
what do you got for him?
I got a little sneaky fast right here. Maybe a little picante and hot sauce mixed together to just give it a little bit of a tang. 93 for Drew Pomeranz. Sneaky fast. It's that one that when you put it in your mouth, at first it really doesn't get you, but then after about 5 seconds,
that's a good call.
Yeah, it's got a little bite to it.
Someone says, "Watch out!" You know, it's hot sauce. No, I don't think.
Oh, hey,
what is that?
Yeah. And that's like on
Did
the
he
fastball.
go? Yes, he did. And another strikeout for Pomeranz. He's got the K machine going. 5 already.
That one via the breaking ball again. We talked about the curveball. The key there is to stay on top of it, pull it down, be aggressive with it, and let your catcher do the work. Derek Norris, a great job. And LeMahieu, let's check the swing. Oh, if he hits it, it's a double.
No, it carries farther here.
It does. That might be a triple.
Yep. Trevor Story, he struck out the first time. And this amazing performance by this young guy from Irving, Texas, just outside Dallas, where that Cowboy Stadium is located, and the Texas Rangers ballpark. Outside.
We talk about Troy Tulowitzki, who was here for a long time, and Trevor Story, who is, you know, basically idolizing Troy Tulowitzki as a kid. Talk about those swings, very, very similar. Hey, if you're going to try to pattern yourself off after a great player, Troy Tulowitzki is a good way to start.
Renee Latchman, one of the Colorado Rockies coaches, he's been in professional baseball 53 years. He's calling him Roy, and somebody said, Roy, like Roy Hobbs, you know, in the movie? He said, no, R-O-Y, Rookie of the Year.
Got it.
Roy. Punches that foul, 1-2. Yeah, Pomeranz toss away from striking out the side. That's the understatement of the baseball season. He has a 4-game hitting streak. Yeah, a 4-game home run hitting streak. Hello, record book. Two and two.
Remember how we got him last time with the breaking ball out of the zone. Sure, he's got that in his memory bank now. It's all about adjustments. We talk about that. Maybe he'll recognize the breaking ball out of the hand and he'll lay off it if it's low. So let's see if Pomeranz counters with a well-located fastball.
Swing and a miss. That's exactly right. At 92 miles an hour, he punches out the side. La Rosa, De La Rosa, LeMahieu, and Story. A half dozen punch-outs for Drew Pomeranz through 3 innings. On this date in 1993, the first Rockies game over at Mile High Stadium.
And the 3-2 pitch.
And that's Eric Young, senior, with a home run in the first inning. And the Rockies would go on to win it in front of 80,227 fans. An all-time record for an opening game. And there is the man who hit that home run, Eric Young, who's now the first base coach for the Rockies.
I talk about electricity. Go down to the record books. There's a great picture of Eric Young, the guy they call EY here.
Line drive, Solarte, left center field. Can that get through? Yes, it's going to go, well, cut off by the left fielder, but watch out, Solarte. Oh, my. That's a double. Even for the slow-moving Solarte, but he pulled a muscle, obviously, coming out of the batter's box and settles for the single. But that is of little consequence here. It's how serious is this injury? First base coach Tarek Brock supporting him. Let's see what happens. It's as he braces to turn right there. Looks like he pulled something. Yeah, that right leg he's favoring. Well, the bad news started earlier today when the Padres announced that Tyson Ross has been placed on the disabled list with a shoulder inflammation, and now Solarte, a hot hitter, helped off the field, and so Adam Rosales will run for him and replace him at third base.
Yeah.
Well, it's early in the season, and it's the time when, you know, those muscle injuries especially are more likely to happen. The weather's colder. They're coming out of the comfort of the desert or Florida, and you get a little colder weather. And
I don't know if you've ever, viewers out there, have ever ran and pulled a hamstring or a quad muscle. We're going to have to wait and see what it actually is for Yangervis Solarte. But it is not fun, as you can see, being helped off like that. Very painful.
Well, as soon as Julie can get a report, we'll share it with you. Derek Norris, one of 5 Padres who have walked facing De La Rosa. Bases loaded with walks in the last inning, or in the second inning, unable to take advantage. The Padres, as we mentioned, 12:30 our TV time for Padres Live, the pregame show with Mike and Mark tomorrow, and James Shields will battle right-hander Chad Bettis, their opening day pitcher in Arizona. And then on our charter United flight to Philadelphia into the wee hours of the morning for the opener for the Phils at home. Another foul. Philadelphia looking for their first win of the new season. They have a 1-0 lead against the Mets late in that game. Phils losing their first 4. Bullpen has failed them.
It's all about the bullpen these days, isn't it?
Tries to hit that inside corner at the letters, just misses.
I mean, but, you know, you look at the Royals, they're very well rounded, and there's no question that they were the best team in all of baseball last year, but still, that bullpen was just nails. It was lit.
That's right. That's the proper expression in today's lexicon. Another foul. And the pitch count continues to run high early for De La Rosa. 75th throw coming up. Leadoff single for Solarte. And Rosales running for the injured Padre third baseman. There's the Western Michigan Bronco. Inside 2-2. There's no question De La Rosa is not his usual sharp self, but it hasn't cost him yet.
That's why they got to capitalize on that one pitch, that one mistake. And Derek Norris is just the guy to do that.
Line drive base hit to right field. Rosales will have to hold at second base as Gonzalez gets it in quickly. So back-to-back base hits, and but for that pulled muscle, Solarte, the Padres would have a second run.
Here's a big key for any hitter to improve that average. A, not overswing. 2, take that high pitch, stay inside. Look at his intention. You can tell just by the start of his swing in his eyes and his body language, his intent was to take that ball to right center, not to pull it. Trying to shoot it through that right center field gap, and the hitting coach, Alan Zinter on the left, Eddie Rodriguez on the right. You got to bring a smile to their face right there after that at bat.
Well, let's see how manager Green plays it here with the first 2 runners aboard. Ramirez tapped to the mound. His only at bat, now 1 for 15. So he is due. Strike 1. Spangenberg to follow Ramirez. Well, that All-Star logo adorning the jerseys. Padres reminding all that the Classic will be in our great city in July. 0-2. Again, painting the edges. De La Rosa, or off the plate. Rarely in the heart of the plate, except to Matt Kemp.
How about Derek Norris being patient? We talked about patience earlier. 2 times this evening, both at bats, 7 pitch at bats. It's making the pitcher work.
And swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a changeup for the splitter. Third strikeout, De La Rosa. And the struggles continue for Ramirez. Spangenberg steps up. He walked the only time. Had a key triple, knocked in 2 in the breakout inning yesterday when scoreless in the 4th, and the Padres racked up 6 runs. 2 came home on Spangenberg's triple to deep right center, and later he scored as well. Fly ball to right field. That's hit pretty well. It's deep. How deep? Home run. Touch 'em all, Spangenberg. Spangenberg with a 3-run homer. And the Padres lead at 4-0. Well, the wind is blowing, not a big amount of wind, but 10, 15 miles an hour straight out toward right field. And off the bat, you wondered if it had enough, and it cleared that new 16-foot fence into the bullpen and right.
There's that mistake that the Padres capitalize on, and new fence and all over the new fence. Not keeping that one back.
Ground ball up the middle and a base hit for Drew Pomeranz. He rues the fact that that didn't occur the last time up with the bases loaded, but he bounces a single, and the Padres have their hitting close on again. Spangenberg, a rare show of power from the second baseman. That's good to see.
I love the three-run shot.
I was just thinking the same thing. We talked about it yesterday. Just, a grand slam, yes, that's extraordinary. There's something, a beautiful sound about saying 3-run home run. 395 feet, the estimated distance, as Jay fouls it back. The Padres, 4 runs on 5 hits. 4 of the runs coming on home runs. A 3-run shot, Spangenberg, a solo blast from Matt Kemp. Still only 1 out here in the 4th. Slice to left, might be a play for Rayburn. No, that's going to slice into the crowd.
Another hot shillelagh that was not drafted and picked the stick this evening. Corey Spangenberg went undrafted.
Well, maybe that's, the players down the clubhouse say, don't draft me, don't draft me. I mean, leave me alone. That ball's hit well to left center field. A long run for Barnes. Can he get there? What a catch. He takes extra bases away from Jay.
At first, I thought that ball had a chance to sneak over the head of Brandon Barnes. Why? Because he went immediately to his right, and then he kind of veered back just a little bit to make up the difference. And he's kind of shaking his head a little bit. Let's check out the route if we can, as this ball is hit to right center field. He went directly to his right and then back. And that shot right there. See, I'm going back there, and it's like, woof.
That's like a wide receiver running down the sidelines and making that catch after deking in the corner. Pomeranz did not tag, so he's still at first base with 2 outs. Melvin Upton has walked and was safe on a fielder's choice, picked off. Last 11 games, counting yesterday and today, averaging 6.5 tallies a game and hitting over 300.
Pitching staff has to love that.
15 home runs in the 11 games. Oh, it's a home run haven. Yeah. It's a hitter's ballpark. Rockies will hit more home runs every year than anyone in the National League, and that's a base hit to left field. Sharp low line drive off the bat of Upton. And De La Rosa is not right, and the Padres are taking advantage.
Melvin Upton finding some type of groove. Yesterday, a couple of hits. We know the 2-run shot, but squaring up pitches yesterday and today. Drawing the walk. No, clean single to left.
So 2 on, 2 out. And Kemp is up again, 8th man to bat in the inning. Tonight's cold hard facts are brought to you by clean, crisp Coors Light. This is the land of Coors, isn't it? Major League Baseball active leaders, most career home runs against the Rockies. There he is, Kemp with 38, 12 more than Beltre, Gonzalez, Upton, and Pujols. So he has feasted on Colorado pitching.
You look at that list, everybody with the exception of Pujols playing within the division. And now with Interleague, they come here to Coors Field, but that's impressive. Impressive numbers for Matt Kemp. All those years with the Dodgers and now San Diego in the same division as the Rockies.
Kemp is 7 for the last 12, including a couple of home runs. 2 mates aboard with 2 outs. What is that you always say? It echoes about runs here at Coors Field.
You never get enough. Add on. Put that foot on the accelerator and just keep pushing down.
I wrote that in my book 7 years ago, and it still lives on. never have enough runs.
Hey, the big inning you can survive, right? It's the huge inning you got to try to stay away from.
He's working delicately to Matt Kemp. It's 2-1.
Hey, 4 runs not enough.
The 90th pitch coming up from De La Rosa. Fouled. That might have gotten umpire Joyce.
Well, there you see the breakdown for De La Rosa. Pitch number 90. Falling behind quite a bit, even though more strikes than balls. A lot of 2-0 counts.
Pitcher Pomeranz still on the base. Out there a long time at second. Upton at first. 2-2 coming up. Right center field. That's hit well. The wind will help it. Deep goes Barnes, and that ball is gone. Another home run for Matt Kemp. 3-run blast yesterday. Another tonight, and a solo. It's a banquet, a feast for Kemp. Watch that home plate. Don't let it trip you up. There you go. That's the way to go. And the Padres have exploded into a 7-0 lead. Have yourself 2 games of a series, Matt Kemp.
Look at how easy this swing is. Just throw the barrel of the bat. That sound, that power, going the opposite way as well.
So Pomeranz scores from second, and Upton right behind him as Matt Kemp putting on a show for these disappointed Colorado fans.
Another 3-run shot.
There you go. Maybe they're hearing this. Will Myers, as the Padres have hit around here in the 4th inning. 6 runs scoring, a pair of 3-run homers. Corey Spangenberg and Matt Kemp. Hubba hubba.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Walt Weiss just now is getting a pitcher warming up in the bullpen.
I think it's one of those situations where he feels comfortable with the veteran out there, maybe to turn the corner just a little bit, maybe with 1 pitch. But I'll tell you what, Gurka up quickly, another left-hander for Walt Weiss.
I saw him yesterday. 3-0 and a strike. 3-1. Well, De La Rosa, in his first appearance of the season in Arizona, went 4 2/3 and allowed 5 runs, 8 hits. He's gone 3 2/3 and has given up 7 runs, 7 hits tonight.
Just didn't look sharp from the get-go.
Myers got a hanger, but couldn't do anything with it. He has popped up and struck out.
Six runs, 2 swings. How you doing?
When's the last time you saw that in an inning? Sharply hit, backhanded by Arenado. Running throw in time. Inning over, but the Padres strike 6 in the 4th inning, just as they did yesterday. 6 in the 4th inning. 3 comes on that swing from Spangenberg. His first of the season. Matt Kemp said, "You trying to do me better, young man? How about another 3-run homer?"
The Padres pitching his heart out. There's the four-seam fastball grip, and he utilizes it against Nolan Arenado after some soft stuff. Get in his kitchen. He tied up the all-star third baseman. Couldn't get out in front of that one, and there's the knuckle curveball. Grip, get all four seams, get up on top, pull the shade, and he gets the called strike, the curveball, and the location of the fastball. Very, very key tonight.
How many pitchers in the big leagues will throw that knuckle curve? Just a few or a lot?
It's becoming more and more popular because I know Andrew Cashner throws one. Sure, we can do some research and find more, but it enables the pitcher to get that ball up and over that middle finger a little bit more, and not that one finger, the forefinger, when it's on the baseball. So you get more spin on it, chance to get up on top of it.
So working now with a 7-run cushion, Drew Pomeranz will face Gonzalez, Arenado, and Reynolds in the last of the 4th inning.
We showed you that grip that Drew Pomeranz has on that knuckle curve.
Gonzalez lined a single to left his first time.
And as you see the knuckle here, see when you got 2 fingers, that ball's got to come over that forefinger here. Well, when you knuckle curve it, it just has that distance over that finger. You get some good rotation. Some guys get a feel to where the ball might get away from them.
That ball's hit well to left field, but to the wrong side of the field, unable to use the wind, and Upton has the first out. Well, a happy Julie Alexandria picked Matt Kemp, who has 2 home runs, and we'll go down to her. I bet she's smiling. I just think she might be, huh? Come on, let's see it, Julie. Flash those dentures on us.
Well, I sure am smiling, very happy with my pick. But you can call it the evolution of Drew Pomeranz. I was talking to pitching coach Darren Balsley, and he said that Drew has changed so much since he was pitching here at Coors Field for the Rockies back in 2011 to 2013. He said he was kind of one-dimensional in the past. A lot of glove side fastballs, but now he's added some pitches to his repertoire, and he's really advanced from where he was when he was here. So nice to see him working it the way he is.
Oh, thank you very much, Julie. And what Julie means by that glove side fastball, being a left-hander, so that would be fastballs into a righty and fastballs away to lefties. If Drew Pomeranz were to stand towards home plate, his glove side is right. It's the third base side. So a pitcher has to be more than one-dimensional, as she mentioned. So he also has to locate that fastball down and away to the righties, like right here maybe. There it is. There, just missing.
3-0 to Arenado, the cleanup hitter for the Rockies. He flied to shallow right his first time.
Pretty conventional. Not a violent delivery by any means. Sneaky fast.
There's a strike. He's not walked a man tonight. He's allowed a couple of hits. The single Gonzalez, double Nick Hundley, and he struck out 6.
Gosh, look at those boats. Those got to be 15s. Goes from the first base side of the rubber a little bit.
And a 1-out walk, his first free pass.
Hey, this week only, folks, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. Got to get it.
A 1-out walk to Arenado. Mark Reynolds, the first baseman, struck out his first time. Shift on. Ball 1. Spangenberg well over on the shortstop side, so a huge hole on the right side for Reynolds. Dead pull hitter.
Corey Spangenberg right there.
Yeah, suddenly Pomeranz having trouble finding the strike zone. He walks Arenado on a 3-1 pitch. He falls behind Reynolds 2-0. And he goes to right field for the base hit. Kemp trying to cut it off at the warning path. Arenado to third, and he'll hold there on a double by Mark Reynolds. Oh, a couple of men in scoring position for the Rockies that they try to battle back.
We know Mark Reynolds is a power hitter, swings and misses quite a bit, but this is one of the swings that we really don't see from Mark Reynolds quite a bit. Maybe he's been making an adjustment here at Coors Field because that was a short-ended swing on the outer part of the plate, elevated, kind of shortened up. He tried to spank it that way rather than trying to pull the ball out of the ballpark. So, hey, at Coors Field here, if you use the whole field, that average is going to just skyrocket for you.
Ryan Rayburn took a third strike his first time. Padres with a 7-0 lead for the second straight game. They've scored 6 times in the 4th inning. Infield back. He went around on a breaking ball. Rosales replacing the injured Solarte at third base, deep in his position. Get an out. Trade a run for an out. No advance. You could hear Nick Hundley say, no, no, no. He's in the on-deck circle, and threw up the stop sign as he saw the ball not bouncing that far away from Norris. Nick doubled his only time up. Popped up, well, carrying well in this park. The pop-ups are to medium right field, tagging both runners. Arenado scores. The ball gets away briefly, but no damage done. It's 7-1. Rayburn with his second RBI on the sacrifice fly. So the walk, the only given up by Pomerantz, comes around to score.
I mentioned earlier that Drew Pomerantz is a fly ball pitcher. Well, he's been utilizing his fastball very nicely. In and out, up and down, and that went up just enough to where he can't get the top hand to keep it in the ballpark, and he will gladly sacrifice that run, being up 7-1 now, to get an out.
And try to get another now and hold that 6-run advantage as Hundley steps up. 5 for 13 on the new season. On the inside corner with a fastball.
I love the cut fastball. What a great pitch. The key to that pitch is you can't overthrow it. Let the ball do the work. If you try to do too much, it turns into a flat slider. There's a 4-seamer. So cutter in for a strike, 4-seamer away for a ball.
Hundley, collegiate at University of Arizona, one of the popular Padres of all time, a quality man. Reynolds at third, and a good block by Norris.
You know, speaking of the knuckle curve, remember Mike Mussina? I think Mike Mussina moosed through a knuckle curve. Had a pretty darn good one, too.
Pretty good career, too.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike to Hundley.
Bert Hooten, Happy Hooten back in the day in knuckle curve.
Part of the Padres minor league coaching staff. That one gets away, and that'll be a run. Well, that's what you're talking about. You never get too many runs. Here in the inning, 1 hit for the Rockies, and they've got 2 on the board.
Take him any way you can get him. And Derek Norris, you know, he's done a fine job blocking pitches, but sometimes that pitch is going to be off the plate way too much, and that one bounces. It's kind of an in-betweener. And especially a breaking ball, it's going to check back up the other way. Just couldn't get his forearm and chest protector in front of it to block it.
3-1 to Hundley. Oh, he's going for the downs. Foul tip caught by Norris. And another walk. Pomerantz dominant through the first 3 innings with 6 strikeouts, no walks. But here, little control problem, a couple of walks and a double, and a wild pitch has led to 2 runs back for the Rockies.
And a little visit from Darren Balsley. He is on the clock. And after the way that Drew Pomerantz has been cruising at this point of the game, the 2 runs, the base hit, the 2 walks, it's time for a little bit of a blow and collect yourself. Sometimes that's good when the pitching coach comes out, just kind of collect your thoughts a little bit. Want to get one pitch to get out of this inning.
Christian Adames is in the on-deck circle and would pinch hit should Barnes keep the inning going. Pitcher due next. There's a strike. So the meeting by Balsley coaxed a strike on that first pitch.
Biggest compliment you give your pitching coach after a visit, the next pitch a strike, and that was a very good fastball right on the outside corner, knee high.
Out of play, and he jumps in front of Barnes. 2 strikes. Good play made by Solarte when he was in the game on a Barnes shattered bat ground ball to the left side. As Solarte had to dodge the shattered bat and still make the play across the diamond for the out. We still have no report from the clubhouse on the injury suffered by Solarte running.
Here comes
out
the curveball.
His hit. And it's fly to right field. Kemp drifting back, can't play it. Here comes the relay. No, he's going to hold at third, Hundley, as Spangenberg runs it in. Boy, that ball really carried well. And Barnes with a double. And here come the Rockies. They're one swing away from making it a 7-5 game.
I'm guessing as an outfielder, when you don't play here every day, you get to that point of no return where, you know what, do I go for it or I play the carom? Well, Matt Kemp backs up, and then he lets the ball, which is fine because the run doesn't score. Still have 2 outs. You've got a pinch hitter coming up, but the main thing there, get the ball in as quickly as possible. Matt Kemp did hit the cutoff man. But that's one of those things as an outfielder that you have to decide on. Do I go for it, and then if it bounces back towards the infield, it could possibly be a run, and then a runner standing on third base.
So the 4th inning continues. The Padres scored 6 in the top half of the inning, and now the Rockies with 2 and have 2 men in scoring position with 2 outs for the pinch hitter Adames. Switch hitter. He's 0 for 5. Breaking ball for a strike. Parra, a left-handed hitter. Paulson, a right-handed hitter. Blackman, a right-handed hitter. And Tony Walters, the backup catcher, left on the bench. Second and third. And he goes around 0-2. Up the ladder. This is a big out. At the top of the order, LeMahieu awaiting his turn. 2 on, 2 out, 2 in.
Heavy workload for Drew Pomeranz. This is the 26th pitch coming this inning.
Oh, in the dirt again, testing Derek Norris. It's already cost him a run on the wild pitch. Although he went on to walk Hundley and Barnes doubled anyway. So in the inning, Gonzo flied out. Arenado walked. Reynolds doubled him to third. Rayburn knocked in a run with a sac fly. A walk, a wild pitch. Made it 7-2. Now the double Barnes. Reynolds at second and third. 1-2 coming up.
Ooh, tough to lay off.
It was low.
That's a good pitch.
The 70th pitch now for Drew Pomeranz with a long inning this 4th. A couple of walks will do that. And 3-2. A little extra on the fastball. Yeah. 91.
You know, I don't think that pitch maybe in off the plate a little bit, but it really didn't look like that bad of a pitch. I think it looked like, yeah, it was clearly off the plate. Stand corrected. Pitch number 5 there, up and in.
So it was ahead in the count 0-2. Now full count. Ball 4. And that was a good pitch. That caught the bottom of the strike zone, but Jim Joyce doesn't give him the call. And so the bases are loaded. 3 walks in the inning.
Probably one of the few pitches that gets called for. It's like the breaking ball. And look where Derek Norris catches it. But you know what? That Fox Tracks is pretty accurate. And that indicated that it did hit the bottom of the strike zone. That's a hang with him. You got to forget about it and make a good pitch here. And there's the proof in the pudding. Pitch number 6 down the breaking ball, not getting the call.
But when a pitcher is having trouble throwing strikes, and Pomerantz has already walked 2, and he was ahead on the last hitter, Adames, 2 strikes. The umpire's thinking that, you know, guy's wild out there. You're not going to give the borderline pitches. So now it becomes very serious. Go to the top of the order. DJ LeMahieu, the hottest Rocky hitter, and he bounces it to second. Spangenberg to first. Inning over. Oh my, that's got to be a little nervous time, Drew Pomerantz. It's 7-2. Two Padres. Here's our Harris game summary. Jan Solarte running out what would have been a double, and he pulls up lame and was helped off the field. We've yet to receive any report from the clubhouse. And then Matt Kemp gave the Padres a 1-0 lead with his second home run of the series, a solo shot 447 feet skidded home. And then Corey Spangenberg with 2 mates aboard sails it into the bullpen in right field, and the Padres led 4-0. Same inning, 2 on, and Kemp up again. His 3rd home run of the series, his second 3-run shot. Another deep drive, this one into the right field area, and the Padres had a 7-0 lead. Our Harris game summary: the Rockies came back on a couple of doubles and 3 walks to get 2 of them back in the home half of the 4th. As we go to the top of the 7th, and El Cajon Ford presents this pitching change as Jason Gurka comes on, the left-hander. Adam Rosales, first time up in the season, and he whistles one pass first, and Rosales on his way and will hold in respect to that throwing arm of Carlos Gonzalez. So a first pitch he's seen in the regular season. Rosales, one of the new Padres, has a base hit.
He's not going to waste any time. He's trying to help the Padres get those 2 runs back that the Rockies scored at the bottom of the 4th to add on. First pitch, fastball away, shortens up. Very nice.
Good fielding by Gonzalez to get to that ball. And with that rocket arm of his, why run yourself into an out early? Derek Norris, a walk and a single, and he scored a run. High on the breaking ball.
Well, they got to Gurka a little bit last night in the 9th. 1 inning, he gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. So they saw him live and in person yesterday.
2 runs came in on Solarte's 2-run double. 1-1. Yeah, the dreaded wave has made its first appearance
no.
of the new season. Ground ball up the middle. LeMahieu backhand flip with a glove throw to first.
Wow.
A double play. And that's why the second baseman of the Rockies won the Gold Glove a couple of years ago. And Story doing a good job of fielding a tough toss out of the glove from LeMahieu to complete the double play.
So much going on here. Great concentration by LeMahieu. I think it was a glove flip going against his body. He was going to the left field line.
Takes a base hit away from Norris and turns a hit into a double play.
So how do you win a Gold Glove? You catch it cleanly, you flip it to your shortstop. Now Story's got to concentrate on catching the ball, kick the bag, fire a strike off balance. That's a big league play, folks.
2 outs then to Ramirez, who has bounced out and struck out.
That was Nutcracker-like. Ballet.
It was indeed.
Bolshoi.
And he made sure. Julie, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, just an injury update on Yangervis Solarte. It was a right hamstring strain. He will be continually evaluated, and hopefully I will have more for you after the game.
All right, thank you, Julie, for that report. Well, as you suggested earlier, Mark Grant, those hamstrings don't heal quickly, and that's got DL written all over it. Arenado backs up to get the big hop and then guns it across for the out. That's it for the Padres. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. It's 7-2.
UFC Fight Night returns to FS1, and heavyweights will rule the octagon. Professor, you and I got to get in the octagon someday.
No.
As Ben Rothwell takes on former champion Junior Dos Santos. Plus Gonzaga battles Lewis. It's all tomorrow, folks, at a special time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, only on FS1. And watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Well, if you're a fan of the Roman gladiatorial days, you'll love that sport.
I had season tickets back at the Coliseum.
Did you really?
Rome, yeah.
That's 100,000 people there, and you could bake pretty good in that Roman sun.
I know.
Did you root for the Lions or the Christian? Never mind, you don't have to answer. You're always for the underdog. Trevor Story, then Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado in the last of the 5th inning. Story seeking to continue this incredible home run start to a rookie season. He struck out both times tonight. And Pomerantz misses on the first 2 deliveries, 2-0. Got himself in trouble, Pomerantz, with wildness in the 4th as he walked 3. Couple of runs coming home. but left the bases loaded. Shift on. High fly ball. Kemp has room. One away. We'll bring up Carlos Gonzalez. Pomeranz added motivation here in the 5th inning. You want to get through 5 because you've got a 7-2 lead. Pick up a W. You need to get the 5 complete in. 75 pitches. He's in good shape despite that long 4th inning. Singled to left, fly to left, Gonzalez, and he takes a strike. Shift on.
Good hammer.
0-2.
It's breaking out Uncle Charlie. You know, I think at the clubhouse today, I went down, I saw the pass list. I think I saw Drew Pomeranz leave Uncle Charlie on the pass
Charlie's
list.
here, huh?
There's the breakdown, 77 pitches. Hey, rough work there in the 4th, but they have to make an adjustment here in the 5th to get back in that dugout.
That one rolled just foul at first. Spangenberg out in shallow right field. Kemp way back by the warning path as they loaded up on the pull side.
Got the rover in shallow right.
Swing and a miss, and the ball gets by Norris, but he's able to field the Carroll. Man, Myers digs it out of the dirt to complete the strikeout. 2-3.
That's an exciting play. You know what else is exciting, Professor?
Tell me.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have and expect more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Take 2.
Yeah.
2 outs. And the batter's Arenado. He walked the last time and scored, flying out in the 1st inning. Pomeranz is 1 strikeout away from his career high. He's got 7 now. High into the Colorado night. Kemp cruising in under it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pomeranz. 5 in the books. Padres lead by 5. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's prices the lowest price every day. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com tonight. Mile High, Denver, Colorado. Even the traffic moves quickly up here.
Yeah.
6th inning. 7-2 Padres. Vandenberg squares. He has Arenado charging from third. If you're going to try to beat out a bunt, you better drag it toward Reynolds at first, because that Arenado can cover all the grass you would ever want for a third baseman. He'll make it tough to beat out a bunt. He squares again, and he does drag it, but pitcher able to get there in time. Jerka. And Reynolds just did handle that one. That ball was on its way to the right field corner.
Oh, I think he's out. As I look at that replay, that's a good shot of clearly the ball looked like it hit the back of the glove before Corey hit first base.
So Walt Weiss has challenged.
Yeah, I got out. What do you think, Dick?
Yeah, well, I thought it was out with the naked eye. Spangenberg speed made this a lot closer than you might have thought. There, it's in the glove. Well, from that angle, it's a bang bang, but Padres twice tonight have gotten the call from the umpire safe, but the first time around, Upton, the call reversed in New York.
You know, I like how Corey brought that bunt with him, dragged it down the first base line, having Gurka try to make the play. Yeah, that's out.
And that's the right call.
Yep.
So one away, and Jabari Blash is going to pinch hit for Drew Pomeranz. So Pomeranz goes 5 innings, 81 pitches.
Talk about Drew Pomeranz making an adjustment that last inning. Only 9 tosses towards home plate. Nicely done by the left-hander. Who says 13 is unlucky? Good night in the big leagues for Drew Pomeranz.
In the spring training it was. He pitched 13 innings and allowed 13 runs. He didn't like 13 so much, but he was fine tonight. 5 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits. He struck out 7, 1 shy of his all-time high, and he walked 3 all in 1 inning. That cost him his 2 runs. So Jabari Blash. And that ball is drilled deep to left center field. Count the distance. All the way to the base of the wall, and Blash will have to hold at second with a big league double. Blash's first major league hit is a long one. How did Coors Field hold that one inside?
I think maybe that sound of the ball to bat maybe off the end a little bit or got in on him. Let's check it out. Maybe got in on him just a little bit, but what a pretty swing.
That's a 400-foot plus double. And Jabari Blash is in the major league hit column.
Yeah, congratulations to Jabari Blash. That one's going to go on the mantle. Hard holding back the smiles. Hey, don't get picked off.
Yeah, Mama's going to come from the Virgin Islands to see him play at Petco Park when the Padres return home next Friday night against Arizona. She's watching tonight. So John Jay. A walk, he's 0 for 2, takes inside. He struck out and fly deep to left center. Remember, that was the play Brandon Barnes racing into the gap and made the over-the-shoulder catch, backhanded going away. Looking for a base hit to continue his modest hitting streak at the start of the year. Hits in all 4 first games. And it's 1-1. Gurka, a Houston native, 28 years of age. Chop off the glove of the pitcher Gurka, and no play for the infield. That's a base hit for John Jay. Blash wisely held his ground at second base, didn't run himself into an out over at third. So the Padres, another base hit, and are in double figures now. That's the 10th of the night.
Another 3-run shot, possibly.
Okay to be greedy, isn't it?
A guy who's swinging the bat well is this man right here, Melvin Upton Jr.
He's walked, safe on a fielder's choice, and singled and scored his last time. With Matt Kemp wiping off his chin, he's salivating there in the on-deck circle already with 2 home runs, 3 home runs in the last 2 games. High, ball 1. Two on, way upstairs. Upton with a home run yesterday. A 2-run shot. First of the new season. Chance for the Padres to get those 2 runs back here in the top of the 6th inning. All the runs on home runs for San Diego. A solo Kemp, a 3-run homer Kemp, and a 3-run homer Spangenberg. Gurka and Hundley having trouble agreeing on this 2-0 delivery. As manager Weiss looks on, 4th season here in Colorado. Base hit to right field. Blash will turn. Let's see if Hoffman's going to bring him in. No. And here's why. Gonzalez with that gun from right field. So 3 straight hits. A double Blash, the pinch hitter. Infield hit Jay. Upton with a single to right, and they're loaded up for Matt Kemp. 3 home runs in a game. San Diego Padres, it's been done 6 other times. Nate Colbert, Steve Finley twice. Caminiti, Boone, and Nevin. Well, Kemp, first time up, 448 feet into the bleachers. That's about where he hit his home run yesterday. Had trouble getting home plate. Second time up, not quite as deep, but he goes the opposite field into the bullpen. A 3-run shot. So here in this series, Matt Kemp has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. In the series, up the middle, he's got another RBI to maybe 2. Blash comes in. Right behind him,
wow,
comes Jay, and it's 9-2. And Matt Kemp, have yourself a Colorado holiday. 2 more RBIs, 6 in the game, 10 in the 2 games of this series.
The man is a machine.
Wasted no time. First pitch right up the middle.
They get those 2 runs back that the Rockies scored in their bottom half of the 4th inning. Nice easy swing using the center of the diamond, and every Colorado Rocky is just shaking their head. What do we need to do to get this guy out?
And on the play, Melvin Upton alertly braces from first to third. So runners at the corners, still only 1 out. The inning began with Spangenberg almost safe on that bunt. The review overruled the play on the field. Then Blash off the bench, the double deep to left center. Jay with the infield hit off the pitcher's glove. Melvin Upton loaded him up with a single to right. And Kemp with a 2-run single to add to a solo home run and a 3-run homer. As Carlos Villanueva getting ready in the bullpen. Padres will bring in a new pitcher. Pomerantz out of the game when Blash pinch hit for him. Here's Myers. He grounds it sharply but foul. Myers is 0 for 3 tonight. Ground out, strikeout, pop, fly out. So 22 runs in the 2 games of the series, and we're just in the 6th inning of game 2.
I forgot who it was. We were talking before game 1 of the series. Somebody said the Padres were going to score 28 runs this series.
Well, that's
we're right on target. Oh. Boy, Will, there's been over a handful of pitches early in this season that he has really missed. And stay tuned, we've got a game break coming up. From the Bay Area, Dodgers, Giants.
Game 2 of their series. Clayton Kershaw against Madison Bumgarner, a terrific pitchers duel.
He's a future big leaguer. A couple of churros.
0-2 now to Myers. Line drive to Arenado. Throw back to first. You better hurry. And scampering back is Matt Kemp. Now Myers hitting in tough luck. Drills it, but Arenado covering the third base foul line. 2 away.
Natural instinct for any base runner. You take that first step or two on the line drive, but told so many times by the coaches, third base coach, first base coach, freeze on the line drive. There it is. Got to get back.
And a dangerous throw by Arenado across. Reynolds able to block it. So first and third, 2 outs to Adam Rosales. Inside. Rosales came into the game replacing the injured Jan Solarte. Hamstring pull, and it was serious enough that he had to be literally carried off the field. Rosales came in. First pitch he saw as the Padres singled to right field. He's going for something bigger on that swing. Upton at third with 2 away. Kemp at first with his 5th and 6th RBIs of the game. And again, if you're just joining us, 10 runs batted in the 2 games here in Colorado. Line drive, base hit. Rosales comes off the bench and whistles a couple of hits. In comes Upton, and the Padres take a 10-2 lead. Rosales with his first hits as a Padre and now has his first RBI. Solid contact by the veteran Rosales.
That's why as a bench player, you always have to be ready. You don't wish anything bad for a teammate. It just happens in this game of baseball. Solarte out with the injury. Well, you got to get loose. You got to get in a game. Adam Rosales not skipping a beat. He's seen the ball well and paying some dividends. 2 at-bats.
And that ball hit deep to left field, but it's hooking foul. Derek Norris got all of it, but just out in front. Well, that spot in the batting order, the 5th spot, has produced a base runner all 4 at bats. Solarte walked and singled, and Rosales has singled his 2 at bats. Norris a walk, a single, double play the last time, but LeMahieu made the outstanding backhanded stop and flip with the glove to Story, and they turned to 4-6-3. Kemp at second, Rosales at first. Low and inside. So if you're just joining us, the Padres took the lead in the 3rd inning on the solo home run by Kemp, and then added 6 in the 4th inning on 3-run homers, Spanshenberg and Kemp. Rockies got 2 back in the bottom of the 4th, and now the Padres have run up a 3 here in the top of the 6th. Shot, and LeMahieu able to knock it down, throw to first, not in time. Norris just did get there before the throw and catch.
Kind of a delayed call there by first base umpire Marvin Hudson. Great hustle by the Padre catcher. It's the 2nd effort by LeMahieu. He's got to throw on the run.
And throw off his back foot. And that's going to be close to it. They're going to challenge, and we'll review again. Both previous reviews, all 3 have been runner called safe, with the first 2 on the review, the reversal. The LeMahieu took a base hit and an RBI out of right field.
Oh, that's so close, isn't it? That's close.
Well, there's got to be clear evidence to overturn it.
Right.
And if it's simultaneous catch and foot on the base, I gotta stay with the call here. I don't see anything that overrules it.
Oh, does he touch?
I'm not sure his foot's even on the bag.
Just noticed it. That was a great shot last one we just saw.
Meanwhile, this Saturday evening audience at Coors Field in Colorado, 35,177.
You know what? I got out. When that ball touches his glove, is his foot on glove right there? It touches the glove. I think he's going to be out, because the ball touched there and his foot has not yet touched the bag.
His toe isn't touching the bag there, apparently. At least in your eyes, I'm not sure. I'd like to have a little closer view. And here we go. They've got the call from New York. And the Padres are 0 for 3. Walt Weiss is 3-0 on the challenges. So all 3 safe calls have been overturned, and the Padres will settle for 3 in the 6th. All right, Mike and Mark, 10 runs for the Padres to go with their 13 yesterday, 10-2. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Carlos Villanueva reliving Drew Pomeranz, his second appearance as a Padre. And he throws an 87-mile-an-hour strike to Mark Reynolds, leading off for the Rockies. Rayburn and Hundley to follow.
Carlos Villanueva is a painter out on that mound. That first pitch proves it. Paints the corners, and this is important for the Padres, bridging that gap to get to that 7th inning with the lead so you can set up your bullpen. So this is a big inning.
3 innings against the Dodgers in the first game of the series, the first 3 games of the season, and gave up 1 run, a home run to Yasiel Puig. You check out the NL West. Dodgers and Giants, and it figures they're going to be battling neck to neck most of the season. They're well-matched teams. Reynolds, a strikeout and a double to right field for the first baseman. Into the shift, Ramirez across, 1 away. Brings up Ryan Rayburn. Tampa Bay and Baltimore postponed today, and Miami and Washington, so bad weather.
That's a shocker.
Around the D.C. area.
I guess we got some bad weather coming in Philly when we're there, huh?
Let's not even think that.
Well, you know, you can't control Mother Nature.
So here we are about to close out, tomorrow, the first week of the season. Only one unbeaten team in baseball as of this moment. Rayburn has struck out and sacked fly, knocked in a run back in the 4th inning.
Would that be the O's of Baltimore?
Baltimore Orioles are 4-0. Late swing there. Interesting alignment defensively here with Ramirez way over into the hole. So they give Rayburn the center of the diamond. Try to take away the 5.5 hole. 2-2. Full count. Shot to the first baseman, Myers. Right off the dirt. May have been a catch. They're calling it unassisted put out at first base on a hard hit ball by Rayburn as we check our San Diego fans of the game.
Yeah, wear that gear proudly here in the Mile High City. You got the pullover, the hats, the jerseys. You bet.
Villanueva getting the first 2 hitters here in the 6th. Nick Hundley has doubled and walked.
Got some action in the Rockies bullpen. Miguel Castro. Let's just see this guy. He's about 6'12". Tall drink of water.
High fly ball that's going to sail away from Rosales. Out of play.
Remember, played with a guy in the minor leagues. His name was Pat Adams. Big, tall first baseman. Tall drinking water. A huge guy. So people just public. My gosh, how tall are you? 6'12".
Where did that expression?
Cotton candy head right there.
Yeah. Where did the expression "tall drink of water"
I don't know.
come from?
I don't know. That's a good one. We can research it. They're talking about
that. Would be
right
like
there.
your 24-ouncer. That'd be a tall drink that has some water in it. Get that good Colorado water here that goes into one of our favorite sponsors, Coors. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit well to right field. Kemp retreats and makes the catch at the edge of the track. 1-2-3. Villanueva against the Rockies in the 6th. Padres, top of the 7th inning, enjoying a 10-2 lead after a 13-6 victory Opening day for Colorado yesterday. The Padres using the home run ball, and Matt Kemp having one of the great 2 games. I mean, he's had a lot of great back-to-back games, but this one will rate right up on top of the list. He's been up 10 times in the series, 7 hits, 3 home runs, and 10 runs batted in.
Well, here he is. The media guide has him listed at 6'5", 190. Miguel Castro. 2 games. Small sample size, only an inning and a third. He can throw very hard, 92 to 99. He also has a changeup and a slider. Ben Paulson will go in to play left field. Looks like a
double switch.
Yep.
And the Padres will lead it off with Alexi Ramirez. He's the only San Diegan that hasn't enjoyed the trip up here to Colorado. In fact, tough start of the season, 1 for 17. His only hit was a scorer's decision on an infield ball that LeMahieu normally would field. So he's due, and like his teammates, you get it started, and sometimes that positive cycle keeps carrying around the carousel. Chop to the mound, and that won't do it. An easy out. Time now for the Bill Howe play of the game as Corey Spangenberg steps to the plate. As he did back in the 4th inning with 2 men on, Spangenberg lifts one high and deep, and it finds the bullpen and right. He had only 4 home runs and 300 at-bats all last year. He has a home run in Game 5 this season. A 3-run shot. Our Bill Howe play of the game. Broken bat roller to second. LeMahieu takes care of it. 2 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game be not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Hey, look who's getting an AB. Carlos Villanueva.
Going to keep him in there. He retired the sign and order in his first inning of work in relief of Drew Pomeranz.
I think he needed directions, a little GPS to the plate. Oh, look at him. He wants no part.
What's the old step in the bucket? Huh?
Yeah.
Is that what they used to call that?
You know what? He might have been instructed just to go up there and just do the old statue, not swing. Oh, he's going with the leg kick. Darren Balsley, pitching coach, talking with Andy Green, putting that bullpen together. And
well, he's had 116 major league at-bats. 11 hits for a robust .095 average. .11 hits, all singles. Two and two. Strike 3 called. Caught the outside corner. Castro, an impressive 1-2-3 inning. Stretch half of the 7th in Colorado. Capital here in Denver as the Padres go to the bottom of the 7th inning, leading 10-2. And this week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. You go to T-Mobile.com MLB, sign up now, catch every moment on America's fastest growing LTE network.
Beautiful shot of the Capitol building here in Denver. Famous people from Denver, the unsinkable Molly Brown, who was aboard the Titanic, who survived, being from Denver.
We visited the Capitol last year. Very impressive. It's modeled after the nation's capital.
There's a Friar faithful wearing the late 80s uni and the late 90s hat.
Brandon Barnes starts it for the Rockies here in the bottom of the 7th against Villanueva. He's doubled and grounded to third. 10 runs, 13 hits for San Diego. 2 runs, 4 hits for the home team Rockies. Rosales deep into the hole. Long throw in time. Good play made by Adam Rosales. A lot of firsts in this game tonight. Rosales making his first appearance as a Padre and has delivered 2 hits and 2 at-bats. Replacing the injured Jan Solarte. Drew Pomeranz pitching for the first time in Padre uniform. He stands to win the game if the Padres hold on to this 10-2 lead. Jabari Blash pinch hits a double, near home run, his first major league hit.
And Adam Rosales getting his running in with the shift. He is over playing second base right now, the Padre third baseman. The lone left infielder on the left side, Alexei Ramirez. Uno, dos, tres.
Ben Paulson is the hitter. Double switch. Walt Weiss put him in the 9th spot. Big swing and a miss. Home run Henning Paulson. Isn't cheated on his cuts. .88 on the fastball. He doesn't really touch 90 very often, does he, Villanueva?
It's all about location. He has to rely on location, and he's got it dialed in.
Yeah, he's hitting the edges so far. 1-2 out of play. Paulson last year with the Rockies, 354 at bats, 11 home runs, hit .277. Former Clemson Tiger.
Nice.
Waves at that ball in the dirt. Up the line to Myers, 2-3 on the putout. First strikeout for Villanueva as we go down to Julie Alexandria.
Well, I've got a little tidbit here for Adam Rosales, who said he was very emotional when he got the call to find out that he had made that opening day roster for the Padres. And he said he remembers his first call up. He said, but this one was especially emotional for him, giving everything he experienced this spring, trying to put together a good spring training, and then the birth of his son, Adrian Adam Rosales, born March 9th. And of course, his number, he wears number 9. Andy Green joking with him, if he just named his son Andy, he would have secured a spot on the roster, but obviously not a factor. He made it.
Yeah, Adam is a guy that runs all the time, including when he hits a home run and hustles. 32 years of age. He is a man that appreciates having that major league uniform.
You bet. Good things happen when you bring life into the world. Adam Rosales, we're expecting good things from him.
A daughter earlier, Juliet, and now a son during spring training. Where's Maine, Illinois? Is that near Chicago?
Maine, Illinois. Oh, you know what, Professor, you just threw me a curveball there. I'll have to, my geography. That's, you know what, that's got to be Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois isn't really a part of the state.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make some people upset. But you know what, though?
You know, those Salukis can chase you down.
I know. Being from Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois is like, really? Thoughts?
But isn't it down, and you get the Mississippi going down in that corner?
Mississippi is west, right? Springfield South is kind of like iffy.
Yeah.
Cardinal fans.
Yeah. Are
Springfield
you a
South.
Illinois football fan?
Fighting Illini. ILL.
They still have a team, right?
ILL. I don't hear you.
Drive to center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Jay was over in right center. And LeMahieu has a hit. He's now hit safely in all 5 games.
I'm a firm believer, Professor, that you have to be true to your state.
You know, and
Dick Butkus
well,
went to high school in Chicago. He went to the University of Illinois. Red Grange.
Not going to claim Mike Ditka. He just played for the Bears.
Right.
He
He
didn't
grew
come
up in
from
Pittsburgh, Aliquippa. And my dad went to University of Illinois
There you
architect school.
You
The
know,
finest architect besides Frank Lloyd Wright. No, in fact, Larry Grant was better than Frank Lloyd Wright.
Okay. Did he hit left or right?
My dad?
No, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Switch hitter.
Okay, a 2-out single. I'm going to give a little lesson on college names here tonight because it's a common error, and I'm not criticizing anyone because it's understandable. As Trevor Story, we better stay with Trevor Story here. He struck out twice and fly to right.
You know what the Padre pitching staff have found out? There are some holes for pitching to Trevor Story, and they have capitalized on those pitches quite nicely.
Here's a man looking for a home run in his first 5 games in the big league. 6 homers in the first 4. Never been done before. And he takes a strike at the knees very quickly. It's Illinois and Indiana. A lot of people say University of Indiana. No, it's in order to be UI and IU. Indiana's IU Indiana University because there would be a confusion naturally if they were both University, Illinois University, Indiana, they both be UI.
Right.
So it's Indiana University.
Correct.
IU.
The Hoosiers.
No extra charge. 1-1.
Good change up there from Villanueva. Keeping the ball down to Story.
Vinny Castillo, the home run hitter, 320 in his career, talked about this kid Story. He said he's got thunder hands, violent hands, but smooth. It's a nice combination. Not overswing, but strong, powerful hands. 2-1. Pretty good pitch, but 3-1.
When you mentioned Maine, Illinois, there's a Maine township, and I know there's a Maine high school. Like
that's
Maine,
probably it. You know,
Maine
often
East,
in the guides
Maine
they
West.
just say Maine,
right,
Illinois High School,
right,
and don't say what city it's in.
It's in Cook County, in the vicinity, Cook County, where Chicago is.
So Rosales would claim to be a Chicagoan.
Right, right.
3-1. And a softly hit ball off the end of the bat, but it goes into right field for a base hit. And on to third, races LeMahieu, and Story is hit safely in every game. He had a single home run yesterday. He said it was nice to be on first base. He was kind of tongue-in-cheek, hitting all the home runs.
That's a great point, Dick, because, we've talked about the big swing, but look at, he's way out in front of it, and you will gladly give up the single. With the way Trevor Story is swinging the bat, it's not a fastball down the middle where you can just lean on it. That's a pitch. You'll give him the single. You keep the double play in order. I'm sorry, there's 2 outs, but you go the short way to second base. You'll give him first base on that.
There's Papa and Son, and shaking his head like he doesn't quite agree with the conversation there.
I like that brown hat. I like those T-shirts. I like the whole thing.
Carlos Gonzalez, 2 on, and he's going for the 3-run shot. Padres with a 10-2 advantage here in the 7th. 2 outs. LeMahieu with a 2-out single over to third on Story's single to right. And again, Spangenberg way out on the grass in shallow right field with a shift on.
Even though Story singled, that's still a good pitch. You got to give the guy credit. He stayed on it long enough off the end of the bat to where he just punched it out there. So credit Villanueva for making a good pitch.
Ground ball up the middle and by Ramirez into center field for a base hit. Story over to third. It's 10-3 as Gonzalez drives in his 3rd run of the season. So 3 consecutive singles off Villanueva here, and the Rockies get 1 run back. Second hit of the night for Cargo.
At this ballpark, you can go first and third all night long. Great effort by Alexei. You know, it would have been really, really tough to get him out of first base. Nobody was covering on second base there. Corey Spangenberg was kind of going for as a cutoff, but he was beyond second base, so even to go the short way would have been tough for the force.
Brings up Arenado. He's fly twice to right, walked and scored. He's walked 3 times in the series as the Padres have pitched him carefully. 42 home runs a year ago. There's a breaking ball, drops in there at 73. 10-3 Padres. Some home run power here. Arenado with Reynolds behind him. Oh, big cut at that pitch. 0-2. That'll get you talking to yourself when you miss those. With 2 outs, singles LeMahieu, Story, and Gonzalez for a run. It's 10-3. Chases, strike 3. Oh, he didn't take many swings like that when we saw him last year. And Villanueva leaves, gives up 1 run on 3 hits. It's 10-3. All right, thank you, M&M. Well, there's been good news. The Padres scoring lots of runs, plenty of base hits, a 10-3 lead. But the bad news, Tyson Ross is on the disabled list, announced today. Shoulder inflammation, so he'll be out for 2 weeks or more. And then on here is Solarte, pulled hamstring running out a base hit. And those hamstrings are tough, as you know, Mark Grandin. Even an old guy like me, I pulled a hamstring in the turkey trot on Thanksgiving because I was trying to win the gold medal in the 80s and over. And I had my competition. I had him pegged. He was right in front of me, and I was going to wait 100 yards from the end and put it on. And son of a gun, if he doesn't, he almost like he saw me. He started running, and I pushed. You know, when I finally feel, after about midway through spring training, and we're talking about Thanksgiving,
yes,
to mid-March, before I wasn't limping around.
It'll stick with you for a long time.
I mean, obviously, Solarte has better healing power than this old Finlander, but yeah, no, it's not a good one. John Jay struck out, walked, fly deep to left center, infield hit and scored. Castro retired the side in order in the 7th inning, the first time the Padres have gone 1-2-3.
Aloha, Mr. Hand. Brad Hand, a newly acquired left-hander, warming up in the shrubbery out in the bullpen for the Padres.
Acquired on the waiver wire from Miami. He's going to wear number 52.
Hey, try pulling a hamstring and then getting in and out of your car. You need a crane.
Yeah, just roll out.
You really
and fall.
do.
Just roll out
It's
and fall.
unbelievable.
Got to wear those knee guards like we used to wear back in the old basketball days. 3-2 now to Jay with Upton, and guess who's lurking in the hole? Matt Kemp.
And with the Rockies scoring 1 in the bottom of the 7th, what did they do when they scored 2? They got 3. Time for the Padres to get that run back, make it 11-3 or more.
Foul tip, strike 3. 4 in a row retired by Miguel Castro. As we remind you that this game from Coors Field is presented in HD by Sony.
You know, I've got a theory, Mr. Enberg, why Drew Pomeranz threw so well tonight as Matt Kemp, the RBI machine, waits on deck. I think, you know, Mike Pomeranz was a left-handed pitcher at Clemson, right?
Our Mike Pomeranz.
Our Mike Pomeranz, yeah. I think they had like a little session, a little sit-down, and Mike Pomeranz kind of gave him some notes to the left-hander Drew Pomeranz, and I think it paid off tonight.
That's a good story, you know. And Mike is the generous guy as we know him to be. He certainly would, even when Pomeranz was at Oakland, you know, he would try
Drew
to help him
Pomeranz,
out.
yeah.
Drew
Mike
Pomeranz, and Mike would, you know, fly up there on a short weekend and help him out.
Pitching lessons.
He could rock and fire our Mike
Yes, he
Pomeranz.
could.
Huh? I mean, he put the teeth in Tiger of Clemson.
Went on to pitch for the Twins in the minor leagues and the Pirates.
Yeah, people don't realize. We joke a little bit about it, but Mike Pomeranz was an outstanding collegiate pitcher and had a minor league career. Someday, you know, when we have a half hour, he'll review that minor league career. Maybe even on the postgame show. Swing and a miss, and Castro blazing a 96-mile-an-hour fastball right through the swing of Melvin Upton. 2 away. And here's our Carl's Jr. star of the game. No surprise here. Matt Kemp, after hitting into a double play first time up, socked that 448-foot solo homer, and then followed by going the opposite way with 2 men on and a 3-run shot in the 4th inning, part of a 6-run 4th inning. And then the last time up, bases loaded, no home run, but he shot a single up the middle for 2 more ribbies. He's got 10 in the 2 games of this series. Base is empty, so if he wants an RBI, he's going to have to go deep again. 6 RBIs is not the Padre record. 8 in a game. Nate Colbert and Ken Caminiti.
2 breaking balls in a row from Castro. Castro knows that Matt Kemp loves the fastball. With the way he's swinging the bat, he could take it anywhere from foul pole to foul pole. So he's putting a little wrinkle in the first 2 pitches.
This big right-hander from the Dominican Republic is just a baby, 21 years old. Foul ball. Now there's confirmation of the most RBIs in a game. Colbert and Caminiti. Kingman, Kruk, Clark, Carter, Nevin, Hernandez, and Giles all with 7. Kemp with 6 tonight.
That's a great day in the big leagues.
How about a great 2 days in the big leagues? 10. High and out of play, off to the right. Did you see back with a great motion picture a few years ago, The Graduate?
Oh, Mrs. Robinson?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dustin Hoffman? Ann Bancroft, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the song?
Paul Simon.
Right. Where have you
yeah.
gone?
Yeah.
Joe DeMont?
Oh, yeah.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll have more on that later. Actually, Simon was a Mantle fan, Mickey Mantle fan, but he didn't use Mantle in the song. How do you do? Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, your complete pet store, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Back in the Mile High City, where the Padres bats have been well alive. 13 on 18 hits yesterday in the 13-6 win. 10 runs and 13 hits today. And Brad Hand, just acquired by the Padres, they get him in uniform and into action immediately. He's had his struggles with Miami, winning 9, losing 25. But he's a left-hander, and everyone needs those. 6'3", 219 pounds. He's from Minnesota, Chaska, Minnesota. He's 26. And let's see what kind of goods he brings.
Hopefully Brad Hand uses that left arm to pay some dividends out of that Padre bullpen. Get an opportunity here with the big lead. Up by 7, these Padres. Travis Jankowski will go into play right field.
Kemp with the rest of the night off. How about Castro striking out 4 in a row? Striking out the side top half of the inning, and there's a ground ball into the shift and right through the legs of Spangenberg. Well, Mark Reynolds is aboard on the air by Spangenberg.
You know what, folks?
The game.
That's a good old-fashioned boot right through the legs. No worse feeling for an infielder or an outfielder when it's a true hop. You come up a little bit too soon.
Charlie Blackmon will bat for the pitcher, Castro, in the double switch made earlier by Walt Weiss, the 6th spot in the batting order. 2 for 13 at the start for Blackmon. Tough out. In for a strike at 93.
You know, things work out great for Andy Green and Brad Hand up to this point as Blackmon looks at that first pitch. Guy just got picked up, right? You meet the ball club, you get him into a game rather than sitting around. Don't you agree, Dick? Rather than sitting around a couple days, it's the perfect opportunity for Brad to get his feet wet. And
no better way to meet your new teammates and team and fans and come in and get the job done for under the sharp focus of the young manager. Breaking ball hangs inside, 2-1, but looks pretty good on Nissan Fox track.
Yeah.
There was a Rich Hand at one time, a right-handed pitcher for the Cleveland Indians.
I remember the plural version, Bill Hands, of the Chicago Cubs back in the 70s.
High fly ball. Blackman just missed that one. And Jankowski gets an early chance in right field. First down. And Nick Hundley, the batter. He's doubled, walked, and lined out to right. So just to finish the story, on this day, April 9th, way back, 1970, you old enough to remember the Dick Cavett show?
Absolutely, love Dick Cavett.
Well, it was the Dick Cavett show, and Paul Simon was on there, and they were talking about writing the music, and Simon and Garfunkel for The Graduate,
right,
and the famous Mrs. Robinson song, Where Have You Gone, Joe DiMaggio. And Simon, a big Yankee fan, was a Mantle fan, and so Cavett asked him, well, why didn't you put Mickey Mantle into that lyric instead of Joe DiMaggio? And he said it was all a matter of syllables. You know, DiMaggio had the 4 beats, the 4 syllables, and Mantle had only 2. Where have you gone, Mickey Mantle? I mean, it didn't work as well as Joe DiMaggio. But it's a nice sidebar story, huh?
Big Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, I heard him tell that story at a big Fordham University event. They have a Vin Scully Award, and I was privileged to win that. And Simon was there as part of the entertainment, and I think he went to Fordham and told that story. 0-2 to Hundley.
Well, so far up to these points, these first 2 games, it's been a bridge over troubled water for the Rockies.
Oh. Chad Quall.
Padres got their hitting close. Maybe you'd be kind of a fan if I pulled the old sound of silence, Dick.
What? I like it.
Yeah.
I'll sing that refrain too. What are you doing? Auditioning for Kojak, or what's going on?
I need a lollipop.
Ground ball pulled, foul, just past the bag there.
Third baseman has to do that, right? You let the umpire make the call. You make that dive, you try to make the play.
Brandon Barnes has grounded to third, double to right, and then grounded to the hot corner again. Brad Hand should be out of the inning. Mark Reynolds is aboard on the air by Spangenberg. Then he strikes out Blackman to fly out, strikes out Hundley.
You know,
breaking ball.
Paul Simon was a Mickey Mantle fan. He did incorporate Mickey Mantle in a video of his. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard, we're playing stickball up against the wall, and he strikes out Mickey Mantle in stickball. It's really cool. So he did incorporate his favorite player later on in a video.
It's interesting. Joe DiMaggio did not like the song when he heard it.
Really?
He thought it was "Where have you gone? I haven't gone anywhere." And Simon had explained to him, what has gone is the elegance and grace that you displayed as a center fielder, the Yankee Clipper. That's what I was referring to. And Joe D said, oh, okay, that sounds okay. 2-2. Barnes. Left field, but Upton is right there and makes the catch for the out. To the 9th inning in Colorado, with the Padres leading by 7. Here at Coors Field, the Padres with that big 6-run fourth inning as they produced a last night as well. 10-3 lead as we look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
So here's what I came to continue the assault. Remember last night, yesterday, 13 runs, 18 hits. Well, the Padres tonight, hey, let's continue. Hey, go easy out there. Come on now.
Well, it's friendly.
A mosh pit.
They're all
10 runs, 13 hits. Hey, stay aggressive on the base paths. One caught stealing, but the offense is. Hey, come on now.
Hey, the first is what's important, and so you don't get quite the big A, but I'm going to give you.
What do you think?
Well, I think the second really didn't count. I mean, it really wasn't a factor in the game. So, B+.
Wow. I'll take that.
Hey, your GPA is coming up in a hurry in Colorado.
Hey, here's a guy we're familiar with.
Chad Qualls, still toeing the slab. Yes. He's made the rounds, hasn't he?
Yes, hard sinker, slider.
Will Myers takes the fastball for a strike. I want to thank our young research assistant from Point Loma Nazarene, Connor Larson, digging in and getting all that information about Mrs. Robinson.
You've got to watch that movie. It's a classic.
Oh, it is.
Academy Award winner, right?
It was. There were a lot of young men watching that movie that were looking for Mrs. Robinson in their neighborhood, I'll tell you that. That movie really was before its time in terms of the content.
Absolutely. How about this series, Professor, as Luis Perdomo heats up? Maybe a little work just to get loose. This series for the Padres offense.
For a team that didn't score a run for 30 innings, 23 runs in 2 games, 31 hits, 5 home runs, 10 extra base hits.
Son, I've got one word for you.
What's that?
Plastics.
Plastics?
Remember the graduate out by the pool? He was talking to Dustin Hoffman.
Only you would remember that. Myers lifts one deep to center field. Very deep, and he will touch them all. Myers rounds the bases for the first time in the new season, and the Padres make it 11-3. See if they give him the treatment down in the dugout. Now it's routine. Boy, that just shows you the immense strength of Will Myers. That ball over the 415 sign easily.
Oh, it's got that sound. And he hits it into the redwood forest. The Gulf Stream waters. Right into the shrubbery.
Adam Rosales 2 for 2 off the bench. Grounds it sharply, but into the shift. And LeMahieu throws him out.
Good for Will Myers.
So the Padres with 4 home runs tonight. Solos by Myers and Matt Kemp, and 3-run homers from Spangenberg and Matt Kemp. Well, tomorrow we'll wrap up the 3-game series. James Shields will be on the hill for the Padres, replacing the injured Tyson Ross. And Chad Bettis, who was the opening day pitcher for Colorado, right-hander. There's a ground ball under the glove of LeMahieu. And Norris this time eludes that Gold Glove and has a base hit. Last time up, he had a similar shot toward right field, and LeMahieu robbed him of a single. "15 hits for the Padres. They had 18 yesterday. Yeah, it's a jailbreak after the incarceration by the Dodgers.
Thin Lizzy. Tonight there's going to be a jailbreak as Boone Logan, the left-hander, heats up.
You got to root for Alexei. You got a base hit here. He's been left on the pines. By the way, how long was the Myers home run? And you don't usually get the distance to straightaway center. You get the big distance on the pull home runs, 453 feet to straightaway center.
That's a bolt.
That had everything but a flight attendant on it. Ground ball into the hole. Diving stop by Story. The throw to first is high. Caroms right back into the infield. Over to third will go Norris. That should be a hit and an error. And Story airmails the throw after making a terrific stop of the play.
Well, he's got a good arm. Just kind of airmailed that one, working underneath. Maybe the elbow leading before the hand on the release. Let's take another look. Sharply struck. Nice dive. Yeah, I think they should give him an infield hit there.
Well, the official score here is very generous. You'll get a lot of Gold Glove consideration because on potential errors they don't call them here. So you look, you in another city and say, how many errors did LeMahieu make? Well, gee, not many at all. Well, there could have been 2 called against him yesterday, but they both went for hits. But good, Ramirez gets a hit with the error. Qualls is gone. Hits for the Padres as their offense is really clicking on all cylinders in these 2 games, and a pitching change as Boone Logan with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning and runners at first and third. Pitch to Corey Spangenberg. Spangenberg in his 2 years here in the big leagues has shown that he's equally effective against left-handed pitching.
That tells me, Dick, that he's keeping the front side closed. He's taking pitches away, trying not to pull them, and going to left field, don't you think? And that's quite an adjustment for a player who's into his 2nd year.
3-run homer and a walk tonight, 1 for 3. Logan barrels that fastball in there at 93.
And kudos goes out to this Padre lineup for 2 days in a row. Each guy in the lineup has a knock. You got to love that.
It's feeling good.
Yeah.
Ground ball. Reynolds goes to second, throws it away. Another run scores, and the Padres have hit the dozen mark, 12-3. Made a good stop, Reynolds, to take one out of right field off the bat of Spangenberg. You can't presume the double play, so Spangenberg safe at first base. We'll see how they score it, but we'll get another RBI.
Probably a fielder's choice. E3 airmailed that one into left field. It's going Laredo, no chance.
Yeah, that should be fielder's choice. We're going to assume we haven't received official word yet, but you do get an RBI, Mr. Spangenberg. The run would have scored from third. Still only 1 out, first and second. So a couple of errors in the inning for the Rockies.
Got to take advantage of those, especially here at this ballpark. We just talk about that all the time.
Jankowski batting for the first time in the pitcher's spot. Matt Kemp, casual observer now. His work well done tonight. 2 home runs and a single and 6 RBIs. 10 runs batted in the series, in case you're just joining us. 3 home runs. To show you how important that is for the Padres, Game 5 of this season, Matt Kemp hit his first, only hit 1 home run in the months of April and May last year. Going into June, 1 home run. 3 in 2 games here. Jankowski acting as though that hit his hand, but may have been one of those that hit just above the hand on the handle of the bat. 7 runs, or 7 hits for Kemp. He had 4 hits in yesterday's Rocky opener. 4 in a row. Single, 3-run homer, single, single. And then after hitting into a double play, home run, 2-run single tonight. So he went 7 for 8 in his series of at-bats starting last night through the day and knocked in 10 runs.
Those are softball numbers, slow pitch softball numbers. He has seen the ball extremely well. Yeah, it'd be nice. That's no way to treat a lady like last time.
I think she won the battle. That's in the dirt again, and the count goes full to Jankowski.
You got to be a gentleman, right, Professor?
Yeah, you'd like to see more of that, wouldn't you, from our younger generation?
This guy here needs to show some love.
I think they just heard you. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Ramirez over to third. Spangenberg to second, and Jankowski at first. And John Jay will bat for the 6th time. You know you're going well when your leadoff man has 6 at-bats in back-to-back games. Still only 1 out. Ball 1. Everyone in the lineup with a base hit yesterday. Everyone in the lineup, even the 9th spot in the order, a base hit tonight. Oh, another block by Hundley. He'd been digging in the dirt like an archaeologist this series. Find some relics down
Indiana
there.
Jones.
Well, maybe like Dino's native, you know, some of his relatives, Dino, the dinosaur. Didn't they find some?
They did.
Yeah.
They found dinosaur bones here when they were excavating here, when they were playing at Mile High, when they were building Coors Field.
2-0. Left center field, hit well, and that's up the alley. All the way to the 390 sign. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Jankowski around third. He scores. Jay cleans them up, and the Padres have matched their total of yesterday with their 13th run, and then they go right by that to 14 and 15. John Jay racks up 3 RBIs on 1 swing and stops at second with the double.
Hard holding back the smiles in the Padre dugout. John Jay going the opposite way, cleaning them up. And you know what, folks? The Padres have turned this one into a laugher. It's always nice to have a laugher once in a while.
You know, it would really be nice, though. You just take these runs,
put them in escrow for tomorrow.
Right in for tomorrow. Yeah, because you know you're going to need them.
Yeah.
The hitter is Melvin Upton. 2 singles and a walk. 2 for 4 tonight. 13 runs, 18 hits last night. Or I keep saying last night, but it was yesterday afternoon. But the game was so long, it was nighttime by the time it ended. Is it over yet?
No. That was a long one. 3 hour, 48-minute, 9-inning game.
Yeah, but with all the pregame ceremonies, it seemed much longer. Padres are hitting well over 400 as a team in the series. Swing and a miss, and Upton goes down on the high fastball. Padres have hit around. Matt Kemp's spot comes up. And Christian Bethancourt will bat for the first time in the new season. His debut as a Padre. Jay out at second base with 2 gone. Strike 1. Bethancourt during spring training, batting practice, awe-inspiring in terms of his power. He's a very strong hitter. Ball jumps off his bat. Two strikes the count. Padres with crooked numbers, 6 in the 4th, 3 in the 6th, and now 5 more here in the 9th. Line drive falling in left field. Here comes Jay around third. The throw to the plate won't be in time. It is 16-3. Another 6 spot. 3 times in the 2 games, Padres have racked up 6 runs in an inning. They've hit around, and we're back to Will Myers, who started this 9th with a home run. Well, Bethancourt breaks in as a Padre with a base hit and an RBI. That's 7 runs batted in from the 3 spot in the order. Matt Kemp vacating. The inside. So in the 2 games, 29 runs. And 36 hits.
Yeah. You know, too many times last year I used the phrase when the Padres were getting beat big. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're bug. And the Padres were the bug.
Yep.
Majority of the time. Hey, it's nice to be the windshield once in a while.
Ground ball up the middle, and Myers has another hit. Bethancourt will hold at second. So 2 hits in the inning for Myers. And that'll bring up Adam Rosales.
Or that Rockies bullpen. Oy.
Well, let's go to a lighter note here. 16-3. And I know, you know, you've got a keen eye for a good menu. I know. I saw you last night down in the steakhouse, right? Well,
yes.
You're going to love this. At the Rays games this year, you get 2 free tickets. You get 2 free tickets if you can eat. I'm going to divvy it up. I'm going to ante it up for you.
Okay.
You get 2 free tickets if you eat a pound of sliced brisket, a pound of pulled pork,
holy smokes,
a pound of barbecue chicken, macaroni and cheese, French fries, and you top it off with 4 slices of Texas toast. Now, what in the world?
Does the angioplasty come with that?
Hold the toast, okay? You get 2
Do they have the
tickets.
paddles there ready for you when you're done?
It is a heart attack on a plate. Rosales, it's 0-2.
That's
now, if you want to wash it down with something, then you got to go up to Target Field in Minnesota. Yeah, Kent Herbeck has a restaurant there. You know, Herbeck's, and they've got a new adult beverage. It's called the Buffalo Chicken Bloody Mary.
Oh my goodness!
Ground ball to third.
You sure there's not bacon in there?
It's got everything but the chicken house. So the crowd expresses the feeling about this inning as the Padres finally out, but not until they rack up another 6 with Myers getting 2 hits, including a home run. Hold that Herbex.
Talked to Greeny about it yesterday. You know, he gave me the option whether or not to stay on my rotation or you know, possibly have a bullpen day or something like that. But you know, I threw a bullpen yesterday and told him I felt good, so we're good to go.
So James Shields will be on the mound tomorrow. 12:30 our TV time here for Padres Live, the pregame show. Shields will duel right-hander Chad Bettis of the Colorado Rockies, 8-6 last year. Our throwing right-hander. Hope you'll join us. Final game of the 3-game series. It's been all Padre hitting. It's just that's the way this game is. You can't explain it. You go all-time major league record in the history of the game, 30 innings without scoring a run at the start of the season, and then you come back and they're just coming. It's been a torrent of hits and runs here in Colorado.
Well, a great opportunity for Luis Perdomo to come seal up the deal here in the 9th. Hey, be aggressive this inning. You know, the number's not good in the short sample size. 2 games, only 2 innings, but you know, the strikeouts are there. He needs to hone in and get those crosshairs in the good parts of the plate. Hopefully a nice, clean, crisp 1-2-3 inning here for the young right-hander.
Yeah, he's given up a lot of hits and runs, but those 3 strikeouts tell you that he's got big league stuff. It's a matter of command. Let's see what he can do here against the Rockies in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ben Paulson leads it off. Then the top of the order, LeMahieu and Story. So we're going to see Trevor Story again. Ground ball sharply. Myers has guarded the line well in the series. He has another unassisted put out. Julie Alexandria, what do you have?
Well, on another positive note, just to add to all this happiness here with all these runs being scored by the Padres, Andy Green received a lot of congratulatory texts on his first managerial win. And then Mark McGwire took him out for a steak dinner and said, "You're only going to get your first win as a first-time manager once, so let's celebrate."
Yeah, I bet they might have had a nice little libation with that, don't you think? He certainly earned it. Maybe a little champagne, a little bubbly. LeMahieu, and he's got another base hit. He's a hustler. He's going to go for 2. He did that last night. He knows this place well. He runs well. And as soon as he can see that ball goes through the infield and outfielders are playing deep, even though it went right to Upton, he kept right on to going for a double.
Yeah, you see the defense when you're in the batter's box, and then when that ball is hit, you see if that guy's going 5, 6, 8, 10 strides to get that baseball. You hustle out of the box. Yeah.
Well, this is a 2016 season full of records. As you look at the 16-3 Padres score and the hitting that's been accomplished by the Padres. But LeMahieu now has done something that has never happened in Rocky history. He's gone the first 5 games of the season, multi-hits. He's had at least 2 hits in all 5 games. Hadn't been done before. Larry Walker did it 4 in a row back in 2001, but LeMahieu holds that record, such as it may be. So Perdomo gives up a hard ground ball out off the bat of Paulson to first. A leg double to LeMahieu, and here's Story. Looped a single to right field, 1 for 4 the last time up. 1-1. Another chance for him to add to his amazing home run start as a rookie. 6 homers in 4 games. Never done before by a rookie. And he's behind on the count, 1-2. And the fans from the 35,177 that paid to be here on a Saturday night, they've stayed to cheer on Trevor Story to see if he can blast another. 2-2.
Well, be sure to stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show.
It's going to be a hour and a half postgame show.
It's going
showing the highlights.
To talk about all the offense, you betcha. Mike Pomerantz, Mark Sweeney, going to talk about the happenings today in this game, and also an update on Yangervis Solarte.
Yeah, that's going to be critical news. So
on his injury,
Solarte all but carried off the field, pulling a hamstring, running out a base hit early in the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him.
Nice breaking ball.
The 3rd time tonight Story has struck out. So no home runs tonight. That amazing string ends with 4 consecutive games at the start of a career with a home run and 6 total.
Hey, coming back down to earth, re-entry could be a little tough. Strikeout, strikeout, fly out, single, strikeout. The hat trick tonight for Trevor Story.
Carlos Gonzalez has a pair of hits and an RBI tonight.
Some happy campers there, sporting the Padre gear.
94 on his fastball. So he can command that fastball, keep it out of the heart of the plate, and use that breaking pitch that we just saw striking out Story. That's why the Padres are taking a chance on this very young right-hander, 22 years of age. Ground ball up the middle. Spangenberg braces, throws, gets him, and the ball game is over. That was Walters, the backup catcher, hitting in Gonzalez's spot. So the Padre hit parade finally comes to an end. 16-3 the final.